Philadelphia. I'm going to do the show today as Rocky Balboa. Hey, how you doing? Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Good morning, everybody listening on the radio, 97.5 FM on the app. Get the Fanatic app. It's fantastic. Watching live on YouTube, watching later on YouTube. So that's a great thing. You can watch the show live, get involved in the chat. You can go back and watch it later. You can listen live. You can listen on demand wherever you get your podcasts. As we say good morning, not to Ray Dunn because he's on assignment. He's working with Bill this afternoon on Unfiltered. We say good morning to Brandon Dutz. What's up, Hair Jordan?
Good morning, Johnny. How are we today?
What's the hair look like? Good.
Hot outside today. It's going to be flat. It's flat outside when I go out because it's like 95 degrees.
The humidity hurts the hair as we say good morning to Sean Brace. Hi, Sean.
I deal with that too. Yeah, my hair.
On your rat tail.
The rat tail flattens, yep.
This humidity messes with my hair. It is a hot one out there. Last one. And then we cool things down. But I welcome it, John. I do. I bring on the summer. It's our Memorial Day weekend. Bring on the hot topics, Mount Rushmore, all of that. Get me to summertime. Let's go.
Yeah, you'll never hear me complain about warm weather. Cold weather, hate. Warm
Correct.
weather, fine.
I try not to complain about warm weather. I will, because I get drenched. That's my big issue. I am such a sweater. Oh, it's the worst. I carry around sweat rags. If I don't,
you're like Hollis.
Yeah.
Hollis Thomas has
this
the
minus
rag
Susie
on his shoulder. You got to carry it around and dab that head, man. It gets hot. All right, enough weather talk. AJ Brown talk. Schefter was on this morning. So. If we're following along at home, a lot of the insiders have come out in the last, week or so, because guess what's coming up? June 1st. Oh, my God, Sean, we're almost there. June 1st. We've talked about it for months.
At least.
Right. So June 1st, the trades can happen. The post-June 1st trades can happen with A.J. Brown, and they will happen. But what's happened in the last week or so is, Howie, maybe the Jags are interested. Maybe Albert Breer had said this morning.
Correct.
The Chiefs could now get involved. Rashee Rice is going to jail for 30 days. Maybe they're looking to upgrade the wide receiver position. Oh, well, who knows? Maybe the Ravens would be interested. Oh, the Chargers. So now all of a sudden, all these teams that didn't want him before, now all of a sudden are interested in A.J. Brown. So I'll say this much. If the Patriots and the Eagles didn't have an agreement, and I believe they have an agreement. I don't think it's a yes, here's the agreement. As soon as June 1st happens, we sign it. I think there's an agreement in principle of, hey, we still have some work to do, but you want A.J. Brown. We're going to trade you A.J. Brown, but is it 100% done? I don't believe it's 100% done. I do believe that for the most part, maybe 90%, it's done. But it doesn't mean that Howie Roseman isn't trying to make sure he gets the most from New England. So in other words, maybe the trade right now is we get a first, you get a third, we get a fourth, and that's the deal. And Howie's trying to say, hey, we're not giving you a third. You're going to give us a third, and we're going to give you a fourth. So there may be some haggling about the overall price, right? So more than anything, I think that's what's happening. So now some of the insiders, because they need content and they need things to talk about because there's not a lot going on in the NFL, sure, they're going to circle back to this story. Adam Schefter doesn't believe that he's going anywhere but the Patriots. We'll play that for you. He was on with the guys this morning. But here's my question with A.J. Brown. And I just started thinking about this with the going back out and hey, could they get more? Are they re-engaging some trades with other teams? Are the Eagles getting enough for A.J. Brown? Because the more I think about it right now, this is the trade that most people think is on the table. 2028 first-round pick. And then, let's say a third, the Eagles give up a third, and then they get back a fourth. So, in other words, they're not getting a net first-round draft pick. If they're giving up a third, Sean, and they're getting back a fourth, and then they get that first, they're getting a first round minus the value between a third and a fourth-round pick. It's close. The shiny object would allow you to believe they're getting a first-round pick, but really they're not even getting a first-round pick. Is that enough for A.J. Brown? I don't think it is.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. You know where I stand and what I really do feel like with A.J. Brown and his play on the field. Oh, by the way, so when you get into that conversation, you bring up the other stuff, right? His age. So, okay, he's going to be 29 on June 30th, okay? He'll get traded this month in June. He's going to turn 29 in June. This is his 8th season in the NFL. So he's not ancient. All right, so 7 years he's been in the NFL. 6 out of the 7, he's produced over 1,000 yards. This guy, all he does is wake up and fetch over 100-plus targets every single season. So, no, John, and you look around the league, the landscape as a whole, and how many teams, whether they have the capital or the money to spend to get a guy like A.J. Brown, how many teams would kill to have a guy like A.J. Brown? Like every one of them. I can go down the list, the Jacksonville Jags, the Baltimore Ravens, the Buffalo Bills. You just talk about, and like, it's easy to understand that A.J. Brown makes these teams so much better, specifically the Patriots. You're talking about a team that made the Super Bowl. Well, it's really hard to get back there. You add a piece like A.J. Brown, and that's only going to take it up another level to help out Drake May. I don't want to question Howie Roseman, but I guess I am today, John. And I don't know. Like, I'm wondering, yeah, the handshake deal, the under-the-table deal that we think exists, but guys like Adam Schefter hop on the airwaves and say, no, that's not the case? Like, if that's not the case. Yeah,
but he said that. But can we just play with Schefter? Schefter believes 100% he's going to the Patriots.
100%. Yep, I agree. I think James Palmer would tell you that. I think Albert Breer would tell you that.
I don't know if so James Palmer joins us at 1 o'clock today. He reported with Kay Adams yesterday what? That you're a fool to think Howie Roseman isn't out there still working the phones.
That's it. So that's where I'm at right now. Not so much did Howie misplay his hand, but maybe this was the whole process all along, because what's the cliche? Deadlines get deals done. Now, is the June 1 a deadline? I hate to say it. It is in our minds, but maybe not the Howie Roseman.
So if there wasn't, does everybody agree that the Eagles and the Patriots have some type of a deal in place? It's not a signed deal. I won't even say it's a handshake deal. I think it's kind of a wink deal. And we'll talk coming up. But yeah, like, you want AJ, we want to trade you. You're already saying we'll give you a first-round draft pick. That's enough to get a deal done. Now it's a haggling of what else is involved in the deal. Maybe they're offering a player. Maybe the Eagles are offering a player. Who knows what the actual deal will be? I don't necessarily believe that Howie is truly trying to get a deal done. Like, I'd be absolutely positively shocked if all of a sudden it's like A.J. Brown's being traded to the Jags. I'd be stunned. I'm not going to retire from radio. I'm not doing a retirement bet on it.
Would you paint yourself green?
Yes.
Oh, there.
Yes.
Here we go again.
In my A.J. Brown jersey that I have. All right?
Perfect.
What else do you need?
So if he gets traded to anybody else but the New England Patriots, you're decking yourself green for one.
I will. How about this, Dutz? I will wear nothing but underwear and paint my entire body green.
If he doesn't end up
in New England.
Wow.
Yes, wearing my A.J. Brown. So I'll have the A.J. Brown jersey. No other clothes. What else do we need? The dog mask. I found the dog mask down my basement from the Super Bowl run.
All of the above.
So I still believe it's happening. I'm just DJ Moore, who isn't, DJ Moore's had a couple of good years. DJ Moore's not A.J. Brown.
No.
DJ Moore and a fifth-round draft pick from Chicago for a second. So DJ Moore was worth a second, and then they got a fifth back. So not quite a second, right? And a fifth's not worth nearly as much. So a second. You look at Waddle. Waddle got a first and a third. And then they swapped fourth-round draft picks, but a first and third. Would you rather have Waddle or A.J. Brown? A lot of teams are telling you they'd rather have Waddle than A.J. Brown. I don't necessarily know if I'd rather have Waddle than A.J. Brown. Waddle is healthier, is younger, doesn't have a bad knee. So maybe the league has spoken on how much A.J. Brown is worth. To your point in what you were saying, I was really surprised that the Chiefs weren't more interested, that the Ravens weren't more interested, that the Bills... Maybe the Bills got scared off of the asking price because initially, Howie's asking for 2 first-round draft picks or a first and a second, and the Bills say, I ain't even messing around with Howie. We're going to go out and take care of our wide receiver right now. So maybe initially Howie had overplayed his hand. I'm just surprised if I'm the Ravens, Lamar Jackson hasn't been to a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen hasn't been to a Super Bowl. Pat Mahomes needs to get back to a Super Bowl. They looked crappy last year with Pat Mahomes.
Yep.
You're telling me these teams couldn't use A.J. Brown on them?
I would just hope that maybe Howie Roseman didn't misplay his hand. And again, I hate questioning this dude because he's proven his worth, but this is where I'm at right now. We still need questions to be answered. And I know it's coming, but right here, right now, on May the 20th, why narrow the market? And I understand the Patriots, they probably feel really comfortable. They're in the pole position, John. They're leader up front. They're the ones that everyone assumes he's going to be playing. You're going to paint yourself green if he ends up somewhere else in underwear. I mean, that's going to be insane to see. The urgency has disappeared from the Patriots. But now if there's a June 1 deadline, I just wonder if there's a chance that maybe some other teams are going, hey, Howie, what? Like truth to what Palmer said yesterday with Kay, and he'll join us on one. Is there truth to it? Because it makes sense in the grand scheme of things. Hey, Howie, Patriots said what? Huh. All right, well, you know what? We were able to move some things around, and I'm calling from the L.A. Chargers. I think we can make something a little bit better for you. I don't know. Why can't that happen? Why can't that happen?
All right, coming up, Adam Schefter this morning. What did he say about a potential A.J. Brown trade to someone other than the Patriots? We have his reaction coming up next. So how you get in is 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. That's phone line, that's Davis Honda text line, and that is voice memos on the Davis Honda text line. Do you believe a deal is done? Do you believe Howie has potentially misplayed his hand? Should he be out there trying to get more? Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Your reaction next. See, negative Nate Tennyson in the back. Who's doing your job today, Dutz? Negative Nate.
Rodman.
Sean Rodman.
Yep.
Doing YouTube today. What's up,
with
Rodman?
the crew. He's back from Florida, John.
The Worm.
Oh.
Sean Rodman.
Is that what we're calling him? That's a great nickname for him. Yeah, I like it. He's the Worm.
Okay.
Done.
The Worm.
The
Sean
Worm.
Rodman. He doesn't necessarily look like Dennis Rodman.
No, definitely not.
In my my algorithm, I have nothing but old wrestling things right now. And this morning it was Dennis Rodman when he was in the NWO, and he was beating people up with Hollywood Hulk Hogan. I was like, that's right. Rodman was a wrestler for a while.
Sean Bernard in the NWO turning heel.
Yeah, he really has.
Yeah, he's turned real. Yeah, he's anti-Sixer.
God, man, could Sean Rodman and I have different opinions? Like, we couldn't have further different opinions on the Sixers.
No.
Through time, because he's Mr. Embiid, now he's Mr. Morey, now he's mad at the Sixers because Morey's gone. Anyway, Adam Schefter this morning with the guys. So do we have two separate cuts here, Dutz, or do we have one? All right, so the first one's talking about a trade getting done on June 1st. Is that correct? What do you have first?
Just about that he still thinks it'll be the Patriots.
Here's Shefty.
Well, there may be teams that check in. That wouldn't surprise me. And again, there's nothing that's finalized, nothing done, but I still think that once we get to the magical date, I still think he'll be sent to New England. That's still what I believe, no matter what anybody else says.
No matter what anybody else says. In other words, all you insiders out there, they're saying the Jags and the Rams and all these other things, team ain't happening. More Shefty talking about the potential for the other teams, or is that there? All right, here you go.
Well, the Rams aren't happening. They had their chance. They decided to move on. Again, I guess they could always come back in, but I don't expect that to be the case based on what I've known before. So Jacksonville would be an option. I don't expect Jacksonville to be the case. I don't know who's reporting this, so I don't know what it means. Again, I'm not trying to pick apart somebody's report. Again, I still expect it to go the way it did.
By the way, so the Rams, Garofalo didn't come out and say the Rams were in. Garofalo came out and was talking about when the Rams were interested. And they admitted it. The GM admitted he was in on it. So these were actual conversations. Mike Garofalo hasn't reported. Like, I think part of the problem is people see something and then they think something happened. They're not actually reading it. So Garofalo tweeted out something that happened before with the Rams. He didn't say the Rams were back in it, right?
No, he was just saying that it got closer than it got with the Patriots. It was really close at one point.
And then overnight it was gone.
Correct.
Which is good reporting. And also, La Canfora, can we really call him an NFL insider anymore, like with these other guys?
He's drowning.
He hasn't been that guy in a lot of years. He didn't come out and report it. I think he was just talking and say, well, yeah, the Jags could be interested. I don't believe he has any real information that the Jags are interested in having conversations with Howie Roseman. I don't. Does that mean that they haven't? No, I mean, who knows? If I'm Howie, yeah, I guess you're calling teams to see what's going on. But, I mean, are there any real teams out there that are calling Howie Roseman and saying, hey, Howie, before you actually do a deal, let's talk? Haven't these teams had that opportunity already? Now, have they had mini camps, and in mini camps they're saying, like, hey, you know what? We don't really like the wide receivers we have. The Chiefs now have a wide receiver that is in jail for 30 days.
That's correct. So things have
changed.
changed just a little bit, but I think that's more of a reason for the Patriots to get this done more than anything. Like, yo, New England. But then it comes back to just my overall question as we sit here right now. It's just like, Howie, did you misplay your hand? Again, AJ wanted out. Nobody else wanted to lose AJ Brown, right? Like, nobody's saying a bad word about AJ. We talked about that yesterday. I think we're all on the same page with that. AJ Brown wanted out. I get it. He had a great run with the Eagles. One of the greatest receivers to ever suit up for this franchise. Brought a Super Bowl, had tremendous success. Went down the numbers. I love AJ. I want him to be happy. He's the only one that wants to be out of here. That's it. So why are we bending over backwards and not getting the best deal possible? If that is the case, and again, I'm questioning Howie Roseman out loud. I think I'm allowed to do that. I'm not saying anything out of line, right? And I'm just curious. Howie, did you misplay your hand? Well, because I feel like there's some teams out there that could hear or could see what you're going to get from New England and say, you know what? I could top that now. I could top that. Like Kansas City, what are we doing out there, KC? You got to get your guy, Mahomes, a damn good receiver. You need to go ahead and ramp this thing back up, right? Like, I know that they were able to get Walker from Seattle as far as to help the running game. You're depending on Travis Kelce being the Travis Kelce of old. He's only getting a year older. Like, you got Rice, who just dealt with this stuff off the field. Why can't Kansas City say, you know what, we got enough? Let's go ahead and get back in this conversation.
I think that's what Howie would do if he didn't have a deal with the Patriots, which is, hey, I need to restart this. I need to reheat the soup. I need to stir the pot because I need to move them.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you're there. Here's the question. Remember before when people didn't think that AJ was going to get traded, and it was, oh, well, you're going to get 2 first-round draft picks. Oh, I'm not trading for more than the first and the second. And then you had all the Patriots fans were like, you're not getting a first for him. You're not getting all this stuff. You're not getting that. You have no leverage. When it's all said and done, if what we believe is out there right now, which is the Eagles are getting no more than a first, maybe less than a first, maybe a net less than a first, is that enough for A.J. Brown? At the beginning of this process, no one thought that. Mm-hmm. Nobody thought less than a first was okay for A.J. Brown. Now, are people going to be pissed if they get a first and they have to give up a third and get a fourth?
I would like it because then there's some life in this conversation again. I don't understand why this conversation maybe I get it to a point. We've been talking about it for a little while.
Yeah, there's fatigue.
Not a lot of newness around the topic, but at the end of the day, like, some of the questions we're tossing out there are really good, and I'm just wondering out loud. And for us to be diehard Philadelphia Eagles fans and not to have too much of a reaction, it kind of tells you a little bit, yeah, there's definitely fatigue behind this topic. But these are all legit questions. Like, okay, back to the deadline, John. The June 1 deadline, where did it come from? It came from A.J. Brown. It's based around his contract, correct?
Yeah.
So does that mean it has to happen on June 1? Like,
no.
That's the way we've all been approaching it, though. And
if
like
he didn't have a deal, Howie would hold this into training camp if there were teams that were, hey, we'll see.
Yep.
This is really I was talking about this with Bob Myers and the Sixers. This is where Bob Myers, this happened with Rob Pelinka with the Lakers, more or less talking Nico Harris into trading Luka Doncic. Mm-hmm. It was, hey, Are you like this? This might be good for both teams. We give you these players, and you give us this player. Right? Bob Myers needs to talk somebody into taking Joel Embiid. These are relationships, not just to screw another team like Dallas got screwed.
Yeah.
But to be like, hey, listen, are you sure you don't want A.J. Brown? Hey, Baltimore Ravens, are you sure you guys are good at wide receiver? Are you sure? Because listen, you're not giving us a first-round draft pick this year, and we're good taking a first-rounder in 2028. But imagine A.J. Brown with Lamar Jackson, with Zay Flowers, with Derrick Henry. Hey, Kansas City Chiefs, are you sure Rashee Rice back in jail? Are you sure? But I don't know if you're there. I don't know. Like, if you didn't have a trade, that's what he'd be trying to do right now. Is it enough? 610-632-0975 with A.J. Less than a first-round draft pick for A.J. Brown? That's not what I was talking about to start this whole process.
No, definitely not.
What's the reaction? Brandon Dutch, what's the reaction if the Eagles get less than a first-round draft pick for a net less than a first-round draft pick for A.J.?
Really bad. The reaction will not be good in any way, shape, or form. To see what Waddle went for and to not get a first for A.J. is pathetic. I mean, people were talking at the beginning of the process it wasn't realistic with 2 first-round picks to start, and now you're going to go less than a first? That can't happen. Howie can't happen. At that point, I think you have to keep in mind just holding on to him. You can't trade it for less than a first. You can't trade it for less than a first round pick.
But that's why I find it hard to believe that they're really trying to work out other trades. You don't draft a receiver in the first round unless you know you're moving A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
You just don't.
No.
Because it takes away any leverage. The leverage you have with the Patriots is you want the player, but they also know that you have to trade him. So that's why it only makes sense for those two teams. I don't know if does Howie go against, like, we don't know what the conversations are. Like Adam said, there's no done deal, but there has to be at least some understanding that we're going to be trading.
Yeah, look, it's Vrabel's guy. That's where it started, right? He wanted to go play with Mike Vrabel. Vrabel is his head coach to getting the band back together. You got something positive happening up there in New England with the success of the team. And, oh, by the way, I don't know if this matters, but, he grew up a Patriot fan. I was a fan of Tom Brady. So it's like, whatever, AJ. Good. Just let me follow up. I want to make sure I'm right on this. Jalen Waddle, the deal. Broncos receive Waddle and a 2026 4th-round pick. Dolphins return. They received the 30th overall pick, which is a first-round pick, a 3rd-round pick, and then they sent back their 4th-round pick.
It was a 4th-round pick swap, and then they got a 1st and a 3rd.
And you mean to tell me the Eagles aren't going to get something better than that?
No.
Like, that's the issue.
They're not going to get something better. they may not just get like the first round pick is going to be what's shiny. So a lot of people will ignore the other aspects of it. The reality is if they easily could get less than a first round pick based on the swaps, which I don't know. All I'm saying is at the beginning of this process, I never thought they were getting less than a first round draft pick.
Definitely not. Not for a guy like A.J. Brown, who was going to come in, command attention, be your number one wide receiver, bar none, fetch 100-plus targets, and just give you a whole nother element to your offense. Just to think about the explosive. People up in Denver are fired up about Jalen Bleeping Waddle. Good player. I don't think he's on the same level as A.J. Brown. I've never once thought about – he's a tad younger. He's a year younger.
Healthier.
He's definitely healthier. A lot of less tread in the tires as far as seasons in the league. I'm with you there.
Not as dynamic.
Man.
Let's hear Jeremy Fowler on with us last week. And really, we posted this, I guess, because it was a Friday, Dutz, that he came on.
Yeah, Friday afternoon.
I saw Patriots social media all of a sudden was rolling.
Wild.
I'm like, that's how I saw it. I was like, oh, Jeremy Fowler said what on Philly radio? I think this was on our show. And then the clip started going. I'm like, yeah, it was on our show.
Oh, that's right.
Jeremy Fowler on our show on Friday said this.
My best guess is that they probably already agreed to something loosely. They can always tweak that or rework it, but they're probably getting a 1, maybe a future 1, maybe it's a 2028. I don't think they'll get more than that. I think that would be the max at this point. I'd be surprised. Philly, once upon a time, hoped for a 1 and a 2. I just don't see them that happening. Maybe they can get creative and swap some mid to late round picks to sweeten it up. Or I haven't heard anything else as far as if there's a veteran included. New England could part with one of their receivers, but I think Philly's pretty set there for the most part at that position. So they've addressed a lot of their glaring needs, so they don't really need to include another player. What I think is interesting is there another team that gets involved here? I have not found one. It was rumored that the Chiefs once upon a time. I was told no. The Rams, we know, looked into it. I don't know if it got to a serious level, but it definitely was an inquiry. And that didn't go anywhere. Would the Rams get back involved? I don't know that they would. If you can get other teams involved, perhaps Philadelphia can get more in a return. But right now, it looks like there's one team.
And that's what it feels like is happening now is a lot of the chatter is a combination of the insiders needing something to inside. Mm-hmm. Jeremy Fowler right there is not that's a straight shot. That's good information right there.
Yes.
Here's what I got. Here's what I think they're doing. I don't think they're talking to anybody else right now. They still could. So Fowler's more or less confirming, yeah, Howie Roseman can go out there and still talk about the trade. They loosely have an agreement. And I agree with you.
Does Howie Roseman, if that's all again, we know how great he is. I'm just curious. Does his resume take a hit? Does his reputation take a hit a little bit if that's all he gets back? Hey, look, the NFL GM rankings just released on RotoWire this morning. Who's number 1, John?
Mike Tannenbaum?
No, that's Howie Roseman. And my point is, if you're telling me that's all you're able to get back from A.J. Brown, who wanted out to go to his place, Vrabel wanted him to come to New England, I just want a little bit more. I'm not going to lose sleep over it, right?
All right. Calarulo checks in on text, and he says that they talked about this earlier in the week. Waddle only carries a $4.9 million cap hit. That's why he thinks there's better trade compensation. I would disagree. AJ's cap hit's $23 million this year. All New England would have to do is just to kind of redo the contract.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't you giving him kind of a shiny new contract anyway, or at least you're giving him more guaranteed money coming up?
Yeah.
I mean, Waddle's cap hit may be $5 million, but really it's about the affordability of the contract and how many years he's under contract. I'm not telling you, A.J. Brown, that's a good contract. It's not a great contract to trade for. But that's why, what would the Eagles do? The Eagles would just rework the contract.
That's correct. It's got to be a part of the equation.
The Patriots are also cheap. The Patriots don't spend a lot of money. Robert Kraft, you think they're like, the last name Kraft. He might be spending a lot of his money down at what's the name of the sauna you went to, or the geesh you went to?
The
Wild Orchid?
I think that's a good call by you, yeah. We'll ride with that.
It was by the Outback Steakhouse in Jupiter, Florida.
Well, you get yourself a bloomin' onion, slide on over, get a little relief after dinner.
Sure. You go bloomin' onion?
If I was to go to Outback?
Yeah.
Wow.
When's the last time you were in Outback?
Oh, God.
Really?
Yeah.
When's the last time you got takeout from an Outback?
Dude, I haven't tasted a bloomin' onion in decades.
Decades?
Send the worm over to Outback today. I want a bloomin' onion.
I've had a bloomin' onion in the last 30 days. My in-laws get Outback. When we go to Broomall for dinner, we always get takeout dinner, and it's like so it's a lot of times Outback.
Yeah.
Unless we're sick of it, and then we do something else. And there's always a bloomin' onion that's ordered.
Oh, it has to. It's a great, as far as appetizers go,
Bloomin' Onion hits.
Bloomin' Onion might be the best app out there.
Well, why has it been so long for you? You live in Conshohocken.
There is one right there.
In Conshohocken.
Yeah. No. Yeah, we don't. Good. No, I had no idea.
Don't sleep on the Outback. All the snobs out there that are like, oh, you go to the Olive Garden? Yeah, I go to the Olive Garden.
Do you really?
You know what? On Mother's Day, takeout from the Olive Garden. And it wasn't planned. We went to a Phillies game.
Yeah.
I didn't be like, yeah, I'm going to take my wife to Olive Garden. We got takeout from Olive Garden. Because we were coming home from the game and we were hungry.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what are we doing? Like, what do we want to take out
on
from?
Mother's Day, too. You got to factor that in.
4:30, we ordered takeout.
Yeah.
And we picked it up and it was mobbed in there. But I nailed a chicken parm and salad and breadsticks.
Yeah, I think
it was great.
I bet you Outback is really good. I know Bloomin' Onion's really good. I just, we'll put a shrimp on the barbie. Isn't that what they're known for? Put steak and shrimp.
When you call if you call the number, they still have the
Australian guy.
It's a little bit. I feel like they could freshen up the branding and everything.
Oh,
yes,
man.
they have Steve
Yes,
Irwin.
that's it. Yes.
the Steve Irwin guy. So everybody thinks it's good compensation. I'm just curious to hear if that's indeed the case, what the reaction will be.
Yeah, I'm ready I'm ready for the date to come, and then all of a sudden, AJ Brown's an Eagle. I'm ready for us to hear that. Howie Roseman saying AJ Brown's an Eagle. Nothing's changed here, and just this deal is not taking place, and now there's still question marks and what's happening, and now you've had a little bit of a change with the contract and the guaranteed money, and now some other teams might start calling it. I think there's a handshake deal. I think there's something underneath the table that's done with the Patriots. But, man, I just feel like Howie Roseman is smarter and he's better than this and would fetch more in the grand scheme of things.
I don't know. I'm not so sure. Does this also give people, or is everybody just get AJ out of here now? So remember how many people. So Davis Honda text line with voice memos, text messages, or the phone line, 610-632-0975. Are there still people that don't believe AJ's being traded?
I don't think so. I think everyone is comfortable now saying
Dutz was there at one point. Weren't you a 20%er?
And that he wasn't getting traded. Yep, that changed real quick.
Oh, there's Nick Earnshaw was.
What was the younger guys?
Yeah, they were all Sean Bernard. AJ's not going anywhere.
It was the inexperienced guys that haven't seen this before.
AJ Brown is 100% not playing for the Philadelphia Eagles this upcoming season. Now, as this time continues to get closer and nothing is being done, and we'll get to June 1, we'll see what happens. But then I will start to believe he could end up somewhere else, and you'll be dressed up in green. However, right here, right now, 1, AJ Brown's gone. 2, it's New England. They're the front runner here. They're the pole position. They're the team up top.
So ask yourself, what would Howie do? Because we know what Howie's doing here. If you're New England, what would Howie do? Howie might say, we're all right. We're not giving you a first-round pick, right? If New England wanted to screw with them, now you risk losing the player. But if New England wanted to play a hard line, they could say, no, you bring him back.
Yeah.
Bring him back then. The problem is I think Howie finds another place for him. He's too good of a player.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I agree with that. No, I like you said, relationships are important, right? You have to have those guys that you can call. Now, I don't know if the front office for the New England Patriots are one of those guys. It seems like the Dallas Cowboys and Howie Roseman have a nice connection. They often talk on draft day, so deals do get done between those two franchises. But all in all, I do believe that Howie Roseman respects A.J. Brown to a point. I think A.J. Brown has handled it the right way behind the scenes in Howie's eyes, right? Not a lot of talking behind the scenes.
He hasn't said anything.
Correct. So, therefore, okay, we're going to see what we can do, and we're going to make that happen for you. Everybody just wants A.J. Brown to be happy except Jalen Hurts.
No, but you're right. This really was deals like this don't. When was the last time a player that was unhappy with a team and with a quarterback didn't say anything, allowed everything to play out? This was as calculated and orchestrated a trade as anything. He went and said all the right things about Philly and the fans with Micah Parsons. Then he did a wink to the Dudes on Dudes podcast.
Multiple opportunities to come out there and say something disparaging about the situation, or I'm done with Philly, or anything.
Anything.
Nothing. He had the opportunity to say something like that at his kids' camp. Did not. Social media, he just posted last night pictures of him. He's like a model. He's a good-looking dude. He's a big dude.
Yeah, I mean, I would, sure.
Yeah.
When I look at him, I'm like, yeah, that's what I wish I was.
Can't believe he wants out, man. What do we do, AJ?
He's out. You know what you do?
What do we do?
You move on and you keep winning.
Why don't you
please.
like us, AJ?
Sounds like a Fresh Prince episode.
Oh, how about that?
We can talk about that coming up as well. All right. Phils lose last night. What's going on with Kyle Schwarber? Is he out again? Day game today. Is he out again? We'll discuss coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Flyers' future.
We are back middays with Marks, John Marks, Sean Brace, Duts, Negative Nate, Sean Rodman on YouTube today. Ray is in with Bill as there is a day Phillies game today.
Ooh.
How about that?
How about that?
Phil's last night take the L 4-1 outside of a Trey Turner home run. Out of here.
Smacked it.
DH Trey Turner. Luzardo was fine. Tanner Banks stinks, and I mean, he's a DFA candidate for me. They have all these lefties. He stinks. Every time he comes out there, it feels like he's giving it up. I ain't not gonna get rid of him yet, but you know, he didn't even make it out of an inning.
Well, today's a big one, John.
Gave her up.
The rubber match, man. You got to keep this hot streak going. This would be 7 series in a row if they're able to get a victory today.
So Trey Turner DH last night because Kyle Schwarber was out again with an illness. And I didn't honestly, I was watching a lot of the game from my phone, following it on my phone, and then when I got home it was probably like the 6th, 7th, 8th inning. So do we know what type of illness it is? Because he's out again today.
Apparently he was in the dugout. It's a very strange deal, and I just don't know. I don't believe you would have him around like that if it was a virus, right? If it's something that could be picked up, why would you do that? You wouldn't. You would not do that because it's so easy to go ahead and give it to somebody, and next thing you know, the whole team is sick.
No, if he's not playing, was he available to pinch hit? But so then, like, what's going on?
So. No, yeah.
Is it? I mean, it's not an injury. They're claiming it's a virus. If it's an injury, you say he's day to day doing something. Right, like my stomach, I may have to wear an adult diaper. I mean, I've had really bad diarrhea for the last like 12 hours.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
And I don't, it's a lot of information for people out there, but I'm playing in pain today.
Deion Sanders is pushing diapers. Did you see that?
I did see that.
But he had bladder cancer. I'm not making light of it, but he had bladder cancer.
That's for urinary incontinence.
Yeah,
not for what I'm suffering from.
Well, a diaper is a diaper, right?
Stomach virus.
I ain't changing your diaper. I'll tell you that right now. I am tapping out at my boy's diaper. Good grief.
Mattingly said stomach virus, so he has what I have. All right? So I guess you're not ultra contagious if that's the case. What do I know? I wouldn't. But, like, all right, so he's able to come in, but more or less, like, you're not going to put him out there, especially with the heat. He's not playing today, which, by the way, he shouldn't play today.
No, not in this heat. No, because you think about when you're sick, you're dehydrated, right? Like, I'm sure he's getting the best fluids, best treatment. But when you're sick, like
just to stay home.
That's my point. That was the surprising part. So it's like, okay, what is going on here? You know, and again, it's May 20th. It's not even Memorial Day, so no one's losing sleep over this. But at the end of the day, you just wonder what's really happening, and we're not privy to that information. So we'll see what happens. It's a shame because he was the topic of baseball. He was like he was definitely top 2 or 3 topics of baseball. Yeah, the streak he was on.
He was leading the league in home runs.
And hitting 2. What was the last game that he did play? Well, he didn't do well. That was the final game against
I think he was
the Pirates.
Had 4 strikeouts and 5 plate appearances or something like that. Yeah, but I mean, he had 8 straight strikeouts at one point.
Yeah.
So, but today, Turner, they have Garcia batting second. So, you know what I like what Mattingly's doing? He's moving guys around to try to get them going. Mundo Sosa batted cleanup the other night. Garcia's batting second. So, Turner, Garcia, Harper, Bohm, Real Muto batting 5th today. Marsh, Sosa, Stott, Otto Kemp. Can Otto Kemp mix in a hit? I know he's been playing.
Nice.
I mean, I'm trying to do the bit. I need a couple hits.
Need some. Well, he's back in the bigs, so that's at least a step in the right direction.
But at least if he was in AAA getting home runs, I could brag about that.
You know, the question I have for you though regarding you brought up Donnie Baseball and what he's doing, and you like his approach as far as changing it up, and so do I.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, how does he remove the interim manager in your mind? Like, how does that happen? Do you think it happens? Is that in the cards this year? How does that play out?
Not for the rest of the year, no.
No, I agree, but
does he want the job? B, do the Phillies want to hire him over who is the Cora? Do they want to hire him over Cora? Does Mattingly want the job? And when he said he didn't want the job, I think that's BS. You want the job. You're having success. You're the manager. Like, look at Don Mattingly's career as a manager. He's had success.
Oh, yeah. Well, that definitely changes things. If you get this opportunity and all of a sudden you put life back into this whole team, B, have continued success this year, whether that's, wild card division, playoff run, whatever it is, that's going to change. Like, you could come in and say, I don't want the job. I'm comfortable being whatever it was. What the hell was he before he got here?
Bench coach.
Oh, he was the bench coach. That's right. Yeah, I just want to be the bench
Up
coach.
in Toronto and then here because they asked him, and they also asked him, do you want to be the manager? In other words, are you coming in to take Rob's job? So his answer is, I don't have the energy to do that. All right, well, you're going to be the manager. But, yeah, like your responsibilities, you're not dealing with the media every night. And I think that's what he's talking about. That's a heavy thing to have to be. You're the guy. You speak for your team. The bench coach, you're doing all the stuff behind the scenes. You're not speaking to the media.
You're carrying the lineup card out to the umps.
Dude, so that's something.
Yeah.
You win 93 games this year, 92 games this year. You win a series. They say, hey, you're going to make $6 million a year for the next 3 years. Maybe that changes.
Yeah.
Honestly, he very easily could be the manager going forward.
I did not really put too much into it. I just saw, something pop up my timeline, I think last night. And I know he's the interim. I get it. But I'm like, okay, I wonder like just how things have jump started in a big way. If they continue this year, I would assume the core stuff would go away. I would assume it'd be Donnie Baseball's job if he wanted it.
If he wants it.
Yeah, correct.
Uncle Jamie says he clearly said he does not want to be the manager beyond this year. He's 66 years old. I mean, you may be right. Things change. But he's 60. I know for me, I wouldn't want to be working at 66 years old, especially if I had a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's inside his head. But
he's still taking grounders at first.
To answer your question,
he loves it.
He may love being Larry Bow is still throwing batting practice down in spring training.
Correct.
Right? So that maybe he wants to be involved, but not as involved as the manager. And then you bring Cora in. He's the bench coach for Cora, and he's very happy.
Do you know Gary Player is? Do you know who he is?
I saw John Clark interviewing him.
There you go.
He won at Aronimink like 50 years ago or 40 years ago or something.
So he talked about, he's 90 at this point in time. And he talked about, ways that if you want to live up into later in your life, this is what you have to do. And he said that he no longer eats bacon and
that would be a good move.
And hasn't drank coffee or ice cream in like 28 years. And he said, look, if you want to make it to 100, you got to make some sacrifices in life. So I texted my wife and said, no more bacon, no more ice cream. I can't give up coffee, though, John.
But it's coffee in moderation. The way we consume.
Not healthy. Not good.
But you toggle between the energy drink. So it's just not all coffee.
Yeah, it's not. But I start my day off with a cup at the house.
You drink coffee? You're a young guy.
No, do you know how off the walls I'd be if I drank coffee every day? I couldn't do that.
You don't drink coffee at all?
When did you have your first cup of coffee? When did you start drinking coffee? Because I didn't till later. I was like 23 when I had my first cup of coffee.
I worked at Luigi's in the Willow Grove Mall. On the weekends, I'd work breakfast because they were open at 7 a.m.
So you had a coffee.
I'm assuming I was drinking coffee by 18, 16.
Thank God they didn't have energy drinks when I was in high school.
Oh, yeah, they're so bad for you. But I will literally, I don't ever stop. I feel like I'm doing well when I'm not drinking an energy drink, when I'm drinking soda, which is even worse. Hold on.
What do you got? What do you got in the case today?
This is like I'm not trying to make light of people with heroin kits, but this is my heroin kit. And if you're not watching on YouTube, here's my bag full of stuff. And
he comes marching in every day. He's got his sandwich. He's got his Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi. Okay. Yep.
It doesn't say diet anymore. It says it on the bottom.
Oh, it's on the bottom. There you go. Changed it up. Oh, we're going too full. We got a
Diet Mountain Dew.
And that's a big guy. That's about 16 ouncer?
It's a 16.
Okay, 16.
They get good deals at Wegmans.
Nice.
I'm already drinking an Alani.
Okay. All right. And what is the Alani? That's the energy drink? Okay. Yep.
I won't drink this, but this is in the
just in case.
This is in my lunchbox.
Right, that's your.
And then I have a protein drink and I have a ham and cheese sandwich.
That's good. That's
Cooper Sharp.
That's a good deal.
But what does everything have in common that I'm drinking?
No sugar.
Highly caffeinated.
Oh, highly caffeinated. Yeah, nothing has sugar though, right?
No.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say I knew that.
Diabetic. Yeah. Well, my point is, it's not good for me.
No.
None of that stuff.
I think we're all gonna go eventually, and I don't know if I want to live to 100. Sorry,
I don't.
Sorry, Gary.
So my grandmother lived to 98.
He looks good though.
He looks really good for me.
Yeah, he does.
My grandmother lived to 98, and she never drank, smoked, ate anything bad. She's like the Gary Player diet.
Yeah.
Nothing bad at all. Is that fun though? Did Eleanor Marks have fun not doing anything in life? Never drinking, never smoking?
It depends on the health side of things. Like I feel for my mom. She had to get a new hip last year. She's got a new hip this summer. Like if you got to go through all that, I don't know.
She used to take shark cartilage pills, my grandmother, like before that was popular. And she's like, "Yo, this will keep me young." She was swimming until in her 90s.
That's a good thing.
She would Hapro YMCA. She worked at the Hapro Y taking the cards. So if you wanted to go into the gym or whatever, you had to hand the card to Mimi. But once they went electronic, she couldn't do it anymore.
Damn AI.
All right, coming up, 25 years ago today, one of the great moments in Philadelphia sports history. We'll discuss after this. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Winning streak snapped. I'm Brandon Dutz, and the Phillies' 5-game winning streak came to an end last night in a 4-1 loss to the Reds. Jesus Luzardo put together a solid performance, going 6 innings, allowing just 2 runs, striking out 5 batters, but the Phillies' offense was unable to get anything going. Luzardo spoke about his outing after the game.
Not bad. I feel like I kept us in the fight. Kind of, got through a tough fourth there. I mean, didn't let it spiral out of control. Had some traffic throughout the game, but I felt like we handled it pretty well.
Phillies will go for the series win this afternoon. Kyle Schwarber remains out of the lineup due to an illness. We're under a week away from the Eagles' OTAs opening up, 2 weeks away from June 3rd, that date post-June 1st, meaning we're going to get some sort of answer on A.J. Brown. James Palmer of The Athletic will join us at 1 o'clock to break down everything going on with the Eagles. The Eastern Conference Final began last night with the Knicks defeating the Cavs 115-104 behind 38 points from Jalen Brunson. Spurs and Thunder will clash tonight in Game 2 after an unbelievable double overtime win by San Antonio in Game 1. Victor Wembanyama dropped 41 points, 24 rebounds, and 3 blocks in that one. This update is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, develops better athletes and better people through sports. Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic app.
It is Middays and Marks. John Marks, Sean Brace, Brandon Dutz. Ray will be with Bill this afternoon at 2 o'clock. Coming up later this hour, Delco Price is Right with Casey Boy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that.
You're playing.
Nice.
You're playing against Casey.
Ooh,
And Delco Price is Right.
Price is Right. I can know that.
The price is wrong, bitch. I think we pulled that too for it.
Beautiful.
The great Bob Barker. 25 years ago today, Sean Brace, it was the Sixers-Raptors Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals.
Wow.
Now, it got them the Eastern Conference Finals, but it was an iconic series, if you remember. Vince Carter, Allen Iverson, they were scoring 50 points. Both of them were scoring 50 points. Vince Carter went for graduation at UNC and then flew back. Was that before Game 7?
That's correct.
Wow. You imagine?
Before Game 7.
You imagine if a Philadelphia athlete went to a graduation and then flew back for the game?
Yeah, that was a tough time for Vince Carter to explain his side of things. I didn't think too many people were signing off on it, but yeah, he flew to North Carolina with the team owner's private plane and arrived at 8:30. And after taking pictures outside Kenan Stadium and did the walk and the graduation, hopped back on the flight and flew back to Philadelphia. Maybe in those days, I don't know, would he get a different vibe or a different reaction this day and age?
I honestly don't think it was a big deal at all.
No.
What would he have been doing? Sitting in the hotel room?
Correct.
I don't know. I mean, he's on a private plane.
He didn't stick around for the full 2-hour ceremony either. After 20 minutes in, he left.
And he graduated.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't want to bring that conversation back up, but that's one of the things I remember from the series.
Yeah.
Was Vince Carter doing that?
Yeah, he was back 5 hours before the game.
Right. Because he wasn't drinking. Yeah,
it was a talking point, though.
Oh, it was a big deal.
Big deal.
I remember.
Yep.
So it went 7. Sixers win 4 games to 3. Obviously, if it went 7. But they lost the first game. I don't remember the details of the series. I remember pins and needles, like, oh my God, are we going to win it? But they lose the first game in Philly, 96-93. They win game 2. They lose game 3. So they're down 2 games to 1, and then they win game 4 in Toronto, which evens it up. They come back to Philly with a big win in game 5, Sean.
Let me just pause you for a second. How about game 2? I remember the big thing from this series, other than, of course, the missed shot at the end, was the fact that AI and Vince traded 50-point games.
Was that one of them?
Game 2, AI goes for 54. Sixers win at home 97-92. Game 3 in Toronto, Vince goes for 50. Like, this is that type of series where you just got heavy, Ali Frazier type style here. So now we're in game 4. As you said, Philly takes game 4 on the road. They took back-to-back games in Toronto. So they're that's 1-1, 2. Oh, excuse me, they lost game 3. That's right.
Lost game 3. Yep. They tied up game 4. Game 5 is a blowout. I don't remember, whatever game was a Friday night. I remember being, it's now McGurk's in Fort Washington. It used to be called the Ben Elbow Tavern, and they would have a Friday night happy hour that was unbelievable, and they would have an MC. It would be like you emceeing this.
Nice.
Whatever. But I remember watching the game there, and I think it was one of the games. I think it might have been the game that Vince scored 50.
Was it an away game or was it a home game?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I just remember being there and being like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, so then you get into game 5 when it's all tied up to a piece in Philly, the blowout. As you said, 121-88. AI goes for 52. Game 6, Vince answers back with 39, 101-89. That was on May the 18th, Game 6. Obviously, Game 7 has the graduation, flies down there the day of, comes back, and it really didn't matter no matter what. Like, you got the best of both worlds. I mean, you got great defense played in that game, and the final score was 88-87. So it was about as tight as it got.
And everybody that remembers basketball back then as being better than today's basketball, you had a lot of playoff games that were in the 80s. I mean, go back 10 years from that, and you had a lot of playoff games that were in the 80s. But the Sixers came out in Game 7 and scored 31 points, and then they scored 19 in each of the last 3 quarters of the game.
Yucky.
They just held on. Allen Iverson, I was trying to look at his box score from this game, 8-27. So it was one of these games where it's like, all right, he scored some points, but he didn't particularly play well. He only had 21.
Mm-hmm.
How about that Aaron McKee with 22 points on 8 of 16 shooting? Jumaine Jones was 16. Wait, did Easno not start in this game because he was injured?
No, he played. Because he took the final shot.
He did not start.
He took the final shot before Vince. So the Sixers had they're up 88-87, couple seconds ticking down, and about 10 seconds on the shot clock, or 5 seconds on the shot clock, Easno fires a three-pointer from way downtown, clank, and the Raptors got the rebound about 3 seconds left.
All right, which set up, do we have it, Dutz? Which set up a chance for the Raptors to win. Remember, this is Game 7.
What were you doing? I can tell you right now where I was and what I was doing. I was at my boy Pilgrim's house. This team, I always say it, the Sixers are my number one because it was the first time that I could ever remember where I got together. Remember, I graduated high school in 99. We were watching Sixer games on Prism and Scranton. There was like a good group of us, good 5 or 6 of us, and that was our thing with AI. So, okay, 0-1, and now I'm a diehard. Now I love this team. I can't get enough of the Sixers. They're winning.
That was a great, fun team.
I was on my knees begging to miss the shot.
I don't remember where I was.
I was begging at my boy's house, just like, please miss the shot.
And who's on the call here?
I know Bill Walton's on the call as far as color. I don't know who play-by-play is. Let me look that up.
That's all right. We'll hear it and see if we can pick it out.
Yep.
So you had said there's a couple seconds left with a chance to win the series. Here's how it sounded.
3.6 seconds remaining. What a finish. They've got Derek Curry inbounding the ball. They're going to set screens for Vince Carter coming to it. Also watch the quick pass to Curry after he inbounds. Curry has it. Carter trying to get free. Carter at the buzzer. No good. And the Sixers hold on and advance to the conference finals.
It did sound like Breen.
That's what it did.
But was he doing NBC games 25 years ago? I guess it could have been.
I think it was Breen. It sounded just like him.
It sounded just like him, yeah.
I think it was.
mean, Breen's been doing it a long time. I don't remember him doing NBC that long ago.
I thought it was Marv in the beginning. It was definitely not Marv. It was definitely Bill.
Was that when Marv was exiled for a couple years for biting the woman?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, that's what happened.
Marv.
Anyway, yeah, that was a nail biter. Really, the Sixers, yeah, they were a good team. They needed every last drop to beat the Raptors. That was a good Raptors team too. Antonio Davis, Vince Carter, Charles Oakley, Alvin Williams from Germantown Academy. Who else was on that team? Morris Peterson, and then didn't you have a young Tracy McGrady? He didn't play. Was he not on that team?
It was Mike Breen. Mike Breen, Steve Jones, and Bill Walton.
Steve Snapper Jones. Yeah, Steve Jones. Oh, I used to love Steve Jones. And Bill Walton was, at that time, he was in his prime, so he was good.
He's the man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Bill. Yeah,
Chris Childs coming off the bench, former Knick. They just got a bunch of former Knicks. Or was he a Knick? Yeah, Chris Childs was a Knick before that, right?
I believe, yeah.
Chris Childs was definitely a Knick. Del Curry was on that team.
Del Curry inbounded, as you heard.
Jerome Williams, didn't they call him the Junkyard Dog?
Junkyard Dog.
That was a mean team. Antonio Davis was legit.
You know, it's funny. I'm trying to find who said this. It was one of those podcasts, and they were debating, I guess maybe because it's 25 years ago, how good that Sixers team was.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. Was it McGrady said that they weren't getting their flowers.
Yes. He was saying, like, everyone makes that team out to be just AI and a bunch of nobodies. He's like, that was a good team. Was it?
Yeah.
I think they had it going as far as the chemistry. Of course, Larry.
McKee was a legit rotational player. He was the sixth man of the year.
Yep.
Aaron McKee was a very good player.
Yep.
Jumaine Jones,
Yeah.
Eric Snow.
I mean, he brought the ball up. I was comfortable.
Tyrone Hill. George Lynch didn't even play because he was hurt. He had a busted foot.
It was a good team. It was a good team. I'm not here to deny that, but when you start to break down the pieces.
A finals team. Yeah, like the pieces fit better as a whole.
Yes.
But and also they never. What success did they have before or after? What did they do the next year? They didn't make the Eastern Conference Final the next year. It's not like that they were great the next year.
No, that was it.
Mutombo 2 of 7 on the game, 10 points, 17 rebounds, 1 block. I was never a Mutombo fan. I guess that year I was, but that was
you knew
terrible trade because then they had to max him out.
Yeah, and you knew, like, at the grand scheme of things, as a young man, I was like, yeah, that's a great move. You brought in Dikembe. I love it. You know, you see those All-Star games. You see him shaking the fingers.
I love Mutombo.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I was not a fan they maxed him because that was the beginning of the end. McCulloch played in that game just a couple of minutes.
Oh, man. Todd.
Rodney Buford played. Kevin Ollie. Man, they only had 8 minutes of bench time outside of East Snow. I guess they went East Snow because matchups.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, remember, so the year before that, they ended up losing to the Pacers in the second round. They ended up beating the Hornets in the first time. And then the year before that, they beat the Magic the first round, lost to the Pacers. So they lost the Pacers back-to-back. I do remember that because that was their bugaboo.
And the year before was the lockout year. Because Geiger was actually good. Geiger was a free agent signing. He was good. I was at one of the playoff games against the Magic.
Get out.
I remember that. Yup. And that's the blue. When I think of Eric Snow, I think of those blue, ugly blue alternate jerseys. I think of Geiger and Snow.
And everybody loved those jerseys. They brought them
did.
back this year. I didn't feel like the shine was the same. I just did not like the shine on those jerseys back in the day. I feel like they dulled the shine a little bit this year with the new ones. I didn't mind them. Following season, you brought that up. They ended up losing to the Celtics in that first round. It was a best of 5. It went game 5. They ended up losing the Celtics 3-2.
And then the following year, they lost to the Pistons.
That's correct.
And then Larry Brown left.
And that was it.
To the Pistons.
That's it.
Did he go to the Pistons or the Knicks after that? No, he went to the Pistons and then he went to the Knicks.
I believe so, yeah.
Anyway.
But that run, because you remember, and it's funny because we're talking about the NBA playoffs now and what it really takes. And it's just like, man, I remember being so gassed after that series going 7 against the Raptors. And then you had the big dog, Glenn Robinson, and that goes to 7, and you're trading buckets. Like, it felt like everything was against the Sixers, right? Even though, they did have that team of destiny vibe, right? If we're honest, but
yeah, not against the Lakers. And they were in every game against the Lakers. That they won game 1, but then it was Robert Horry hit a couple of back-breaking shots in those other games.
They should have won one more game. It shouldn't have just been the one.
One more game,
yeah,
correct.
it should have been a 6-game series.
I just remember Shaq.
Ugh.
Mutombo looked like a rag doll out there trying to stop Shaq because Shaq would just body him. He would back him down, and Mutombo's trying to stand his ground. Good luck. No one could stop that.
Nobody.
Shaq.
Shaq's the greatest, but
he's the most dominant player I've ever seen.
Yeah, if you're telling me pick a player, it's like, all right, I'm taking Shaq. You could start your franchise today. Any player in history, give me Shaq.
In the modern game,
any day. I don't care. You couldn't stop him. What? Oh, I'm gonna drag him out. Oh yeah, drag Shaq out while he scores 60 on you down low. You just could not stop Shaq, the greatest. Oh, my goodness.
How many three-pointers were taken by the Raptors and the Sixers total?
Oh, that is a great question.
In Game 7. Dutz, I'll let you I'll let you answer the question as well. Between both teams, how many three-pointers were taken in the game 25 years ago?
27 total?
I'm going to go way under, and I will go somewhere around the ballpark of I'll go 19 total.
22.
22, there you go.
14 by the Raptors, 8 by the Sixers. 8 by the Sixers.
Yeah, and I saw the one. It was Eric Snow at the end just because the shot clock was running. He was wide open. So technically, they shot 7 total throughout the course of a game.
Iverson was 1 of 3. McKee was 1 of 3. So you wonder, like in today's game with Shaq, you would just, like you had said, you can't stop him, but then you would just foul him, and then offensively you have some stretch 5 because that's what the center position is out there. But Shaq was the most dominant player I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was untouchable.
Allen Iverson after the game. Do we have this? Allen Iverson after the game. Here's the post game.
Down here, Allen, what was going through your mind when Del Curry hit that shot, pulled it within 1 in the final minute of the game?
I knew that they had some more time. We had to get off a shot. I missed a shot, but my teammates just kept fighting. That's what having teammates is all about, you know. They came through me, you know, I struggled all game, and they came through like they're supposed to.
This is the most emotional we have seen you after a victory. Larry Brown said that these are the kinds of games that define players and define franchises. What does this say about this team that they've been able to come back like this and win this game?
That we're a team. You know, we're a team. As simple as that, you know. Don't get no better than this. You know, in the locker room, outside of the locker room, we're always a team. We always look out for each other. We always do a lot of things with each other. We're a team. For the first time in my life, I'm on a team.
Is this the best moment of your career?
Huh?
Is this the best moment of your career?
The best moment of my career is just getting drafted and just being put in a predicament to do these things. And I thank God for it.
Oh, AI, love you. Love you, Bubba
True
Chuck.
team player.
Oh, yeah, the first thing I think with AI is true team player.
Did you hear it? I mean, he couldn't give enough praise to his teammates there.
He was in a zone that year. He was good that year.
Yes, he was.
He was very good that year. Meanwhile, last night, the Knicks trailed by 22 points with 8:19 left in the fourth quarter. And they went on a 44-11 run in the fourth quarter in overtime. And I know that like the odds of a team winning, the Cavs had a 99.9% chance of winning.
That's correct.
When they were ahead by 22 with a little bit over 8 minutes left to go, and they lost.
Yep.
And you know what they did, Sean Brace? They attacked James Harden. When you look at it, I don't know what the hell the Cavs coach was doing, but they were going down, and everything they were doing was to get James Harden to have to guard Jalen Brunson. And Brunson was just backing him down and beating him and beating him and beating him. Meanwhile, James Harden, the Cavs were gassed. I was watching, and you could feel momentum shift. And then it was one of these bleep moments. They don't have enough time. They don't have enough time to come back. They don't have enough time to come back. They have enough time to come back. They get it to overtime. And then it was over.
Yeah. That's where, dogs go to die in overtime, which I was surprised that the Spurs did not lose that game one against Oklahoma City. Not one, but two overtimes. Most of the time, if you are an underdog in regulation, you do not want to see that game go to OT. And a perfect example last night. Brunson burner, that's where it starts and ends. There were people at one point in time that said Maxey was as good as Brunson. No. Don't downplay Jalen Brunson like that. Jalen Brunson is a tier above Tyrese Maxey, and you saw exactly why. If it wasn't for him, they don't win that game. They're a special team because of Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, they need him. And Karl Anthony Towns is a good player too, but without Brunson, they're nothing.
Brunson is everything.
Yep.
He's so heady. He can pull up from anywhere. Look, and Harden, for as much grief, and it's rightfully so, they point blank said that they were targeting him. That one three-pointer on Brunson, I mean, he had a hand in his face. He was up on his grill. There's nothing you could do. Brunson was he wasn't missing.
Nope.
Dude, that was one of the worst choke jobs I've ever witnessed. Ever. How do you lose a game that you're up by 22 with a little over 7? Come on, do something.
All right, so this is for the text line, for the YouTube chat, and for the phone line. 610-632-0975, 610-632-0975. Like, it outscored 32-18 in the fourth and 14-3 in overtime. Once they hit overtime, it was over. Could you imagine having the Knicks last night and betting the Knicks and being like, oh, well, this game's over. Like, wow. And all of a sudden, they get it to overtime. So it's like, wow, now they can actually cover. And they cover the freaking spread.
Unbelievable.
It was unbelievable. That is an all-time choke job. What are the biggest Philadelphia sports choke jobs? It could be, because one comes to my mind, it could be a series or it could be one individual game. Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975. Davis Honda text line with the voice memo. Name, location, occupation, 610-632-0975. And on the phone line, 610-632-0975.
I got mine.
What are the biggest Philadelphia sports choke jobs? That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Let's talk about my hair for a second. And, man, you know what? I need the freshie. I need to shave the beard down, but I need the freshie. Getting it done next week because I'm actually going to be doing a TV commercial for my friends over at Morgenstern Hair Restoration. That's right. If you're losing your hair, all stages of hair loss, don't just trust an algorithm on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. Don't trust some guy telling you this shampoo solved my problems with my hair loss. No. Where you go matters. Hair restoration isn't always surgery. I had a hair transplant, and the results are amazing, but it's not just about surgery. Non-invasive options, topical treatments, medications, but it's about trusting the team with your hair loss, because if you want your hair back, you don't go to some guy down the street. You go to a team that's been doing it for over 30 years, the team that I trust my hair with, and they've been doing it for over 30 years. And their business now, they've expanded 3 locations across Pennsylvania, Bala, Kenwood, Wayne, and Lancaster. Where you go matters. And if you'd like to reach out to me on my social medias, my DMs are open on Facebook now, at John Marks Media, JONMARKS Media. DM me. My DMs are open. Would love to hand you off to my friends over there at Morgenstern Hair, or I can even answer some questions. I can send you some pictures from my before and after pictures. It's all good. If you want to call them right now, tell them John Marks sent you. 610-831-HAIR. 610-831-HAIR. It's morgensternhair.com. Morgan with an E, morgensternhair.com.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phillies dropped Game 2. I'm Brandon Dutz, and the Phillies' 5-game winning streak came to an end last night in a 4-1 loss to the Reds. Jesus Luzardo put together a solid performance, going 6 innings, allowing just 2 runs, striking out 5 batters, but the Phillies' offense was unable to get anything going. The goal for the series win this afternoon. Kyle Schwarber remains out of the lineup due to an illness. We're under 2 weeks away from June 1st, meaning we're going to get some sort of answer on the A.J. Brown trade front relatively soon. Speculation continues to grow about where the star wideout could land. ESPN's Adam Schefter shared the latest on the morning show.
Well, there may be teams that check in. That wouldn't surprise me. And again, there's nothing that's finalized, nothing done, but I still think that once we get to the magical date, I still think he'll be sent to New England. That's still what I believe, no matter what anybody else says.
James Palmer of The Athletic will join us at 1 o'clock to break down everything going on with the Birds. The Eastern Conference Final began last night with the Knicks defeating the Cavaliers 115-104 in overtime behind 38 points from Jalen Brunson. This update is sponsored by Discover. Discover wants everyone to feel special. That's why they double all the cash back you've earned on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card. I'm Brandon Dust on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Joins us coming up in about 10 minutes or so. We're going to play the Delco Price is Right. I'll explain when he joins us. All right, Sean?
Mm-hmm.
You're playing against Casey.
I love it.
All right?
You came with these crafty whiteboards here.
I did. I stopped at the dollar store before he came in today.
Nice.
Yep. You guys are going to have to write down the actual price that you think it is, the actual retail price.
Hello.
There you go. Sean's using the whiteboard on YouTube. This is why you watch it on YouTube.
That's
you can
right.
watch the game show.
That's right. I like that.
All right. The Cavs last night, an all-time choke job. They were up 22 points with 8 minutes to go in the game. All-time Philadelphia choke jobs. Sean, you said you have yours. I have a couple. Brandon Dutz on the Davis Honda text line. What do we got?
Someone said the Flyers blowing a 3-1 lead against the Devils in 2000.
Yep. That's a good one. That's when Scott Stevens pretty much ended Eric Lindros's Flyers career. Lindros was skating with his head down. Scott Stevens drilled him under the chin.
Yeah.
And Lindros really was never the same.
Yeah.
And his Flyers career was never the same. And they could not beat the Devils. They couldn't beat the Devils, that team.
It's a shame that his career was cut short, because of all the concussions and stuff like that. You think about the changes that the game has went through over the years and how that would never happen these days. Yeah, there's some collisions, but
the headshots back then that's what you did.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Like remember in the series against it wasn't the Pens. Somebody got hit in the Carolina series. I forget who it was, and I was like, man, back in the day,
that might even be a penalty.
Yeah.
Oh, they were talking whether it was a 2 or a 5 minute, and it was only a 2.
Yeah, it was only a 2. But back in the day, it was like keep it moving, play on.
Right, pretty much. All right, what else do we have there, Dutsy?
So Chris from Plymouth Meeting says the Phillies collapsed in 1964 is iconic. The Phillies were 6.5 games up with 12 games left in the season and went on a 10-game losing streak.
Oh, I remember it. I remember it well.
That's definitely a number 1 seed.
So let me go with mine here, and obviously I'm going to leave up a few for some people out there. And I'm curious if this classifies as a choke job to me because it was right there, the Philadelphia Union and LAFC in the MLS Cup. John, I remember, and it was the same day that the Phillies and the Astros were in the World Series, and I think I want to say that who was the dude that just hit the ball like 900 yards, like ridiculous for Yordan Alvarez, wasn't it, for the Astros?
Yes.
And I think it was that game. Anyways.
Alvarado, maybe?
Yeah, there you go. They were up a goal. They were playing a man up, extra time. It was the 8th minute of stoppage time, and Gareth Bell comes on and ties the game. LAFC would win on penalties. But, yeah, that's a choke job. Like, they had a goal lead with a minute left in a championship game. And, John, that was for everything. That was the MLS Cup. Come on.
I'm in shock that you went Union with your answer, which is like I kind of stopped listening after you said the
It
Union.
was like a Freaky Friday with him and Nate swapping bodies. I was like, Union.
Yeah, I know.
Union. I left some low-hanging fruit for some others out there.
At 2023 NLCS,
Of course.
they're up 2-1 over Arizona. They have the lead in Game 4. I was there.
Jeez.
We were set to go out. We were going back to the hotel was in Scottsdale. The Phillies hotel was in Scottsdale. And we were going back to party in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
And Craig Kimball blew it.
Yeah. That's obviously one that is fresh.
They come back and win Game 5. They need to win one game at home in Game 6 and 7.
6 and 7.
And the Phillies haven't been the same since. Offensively, they haven't been the same since.
So unacceptable.
The Eagles, I mean, like the Bucks ended up being a better team, but 2002 to shut down the Vet and to lose to Tampa Bay, who that was the Super Bowl right there because the Raiders weren't beating either team. I don't know if it was a choke job. It's not a choke job like the Knicks, but man, that one hurt. That one definitely hurt. Any more there, Dutsy, that we got?
I know that there's one that is an easy one. Easy
Give
one.
it to me.
It was the Sixers 3-1 over Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, that was the end. And that was the end.
That was it.
That was the end of Ben Simmons.
Yep.
Doc threw him under the bus after the game. Embiid threw him under the bus after the game. Morey threw him under the bus after the game.
I don't know if you can win with
OVER over.
Yep. I don't know if you can win with a Ben Simmons as a point guard. I had no issue with Doc Rivers and what he said and how he handled it, but
You didn't?
no. He was frustrated. You know, Ben was the difference. Ben was the guy. Like, if Ben Simmons was 50% of what Ben Simmons was capable of in that series, especially in those
spooked.
games. Yeah, I know he was. But, you know, you're a professional. You were the number 1 overall pick. Well, now he's a fisherman, a championship fisherman.
And he's never going to play basketball again.
An angler. Well, you think about it, right? If you got the fishing rod, and I'm not a guy that, dabbles in that world, but you throw it into the water, it's kind of hard to miss, right?
You got a lot of room.
Yeah, exactly. So it's an easy sport for Ben Simmons to master.
But does he not like to cast a long cast because he gets spooked?
I think so. I think he's more of a short caster. Just drop it into the water and allow the fish to come up and get it. I'm not a fisherman, but
I'm not either.
Good for him.
Dutz looks like a fisherman.
Oh, no, I am not. Farthest thing from
No?
it. Nope. I went fishing once.
Yeah, I went fishing once too.
Yep, when I was like, I don't know, 8.
That's it. My dad wasn't a fisherman.
Yeah, mine wasn't either. My daughter just ended up getting a pole for her birthday, a little
Really?
Mickey Mouse fishing pole. She wanted it. We walked through Dick's. Oh, look, can I get a fishing pole? Sure. You think she's used it once? Now,
Well,
it's
no, you
on-
would have to take her.
That's correct. But there hasn't been anything brought up. I'm trying to hit off the tee in the backyard right now, John. That's my number one
I
goal.
don't disagree.
That's my number one goal. Fishing can wait.
right. You
All
take
right.
her during the summer.
That's it.
During one of the long days.
I'm
All
in.
right, you got one more there, Dutz?
Game 4 of the 2022 World Series with the Phillies.
Was that a choke job, though? I don't think it was. I mean, they were up 2-1. They had the lead in that game. I mean, that was. I'll never forget that game. That's for sure.
So was that 5-2? Yeah.
But they get no hit that game. They got no hit game 5.
I thought it was 4.
Was that the no hitter? Yeah, I was at the game. They got no hit. That's for sure. That was awesome.
Yep,
great.
that was it. Game 4 where they got no hit.
Yeah, getting no hit in the World Series game's a pretty big choke job.
It was a 5-0 loss, that one.
That was a tough run. I remember being so hungover because of the Union game and then that Phillies game taking place at night. That was brutal.
Coming up next, Delco Price is Right with Casey Boy. You got to stay tuned for this. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
The 6
job, Preston and Steve, and I guess they're in a meeting because he texted me. He said, "Hey, I'm still in this meeting."
Oh. Uh-oh.
It's like these damn meetings.
Yeah. It's a big show I hear over there. I hear they have a good thing going. Is it a news show? Is that a news show?
It's not a news show.
Oh,
I
okay.
think they've come on the air in the last couple of years. And they have their big Keenan's broadcast on Friday.
Lord. And that really is, because I was thinking about things we could talk a little bit later this week as far as Memorial Day weekend. What does it mean to you? All right, not to get too deep, but obviously one of the first things that came to mind was MMR twofold. The countdown that takes place over the weekend. I love it. Classic rock, or not classic rock, but, just give me the rock and roll countdown 500. I think they do. And, of course, the Keenan's broadcast, which they were going viral before before that word even meant something.
They've been nuts for years down there. People were waiting in line early.
Yeah.
So Casey, I don't know if we're going to make it this segment, which sucks because I want to do the segments. I did a lot of Facebook Marketplace research this morning, Sean Bryce. You haven't noticed Facebook's become a big part of my life over the last week or so?
I dig it. How are things going over there on Facebook for you?
So yesterday,
all right,
this scammer is, you get some follower, and it's like, all right, well, this person's obviously a scammer. So he sends me a message, and it's like, hey, and it was like the Powerball winning guy or whatever. So now I'm playing along with it. And the Powerball winner wants to send me $50,000.
Nice.
So, which I could use $50,000, so I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
But he wants me to log into some app so he can send his agent, as he's calling him. I have an agent who's going to deliver the money to you, but you need to sign into this Chinese app. And then take it from there. Now, I wasn't going to click anything this app I was not doing, but I was playing along. When I tell you I probably sent him 200 messages yesterday, I was playing along 200 messages up until late last night.
Get out.
And so I'm like, I was playing along, but I wouldn't go into this app. And he kept telling me, just go into the app. Just go into the app. He said, sir, just go into the app. And I said, I was like, no, I'm going to, so he gave me an email address that I could send an email to. I'm like, well, give me an email address. I can't do the app. So he gives me an email address. So then I sent an email to this email, and they were trying to do the same thing or whatever. Finally, the guy sends me something on the message, the Facebook message, asking for name, age, occupation, month. I don't even know what it was, and I just fake filled it out. So he said, congratulations, you have won $50,000. And it's like, awesome. So what they needed me to do to get to $50,000?
Social or what else?
They needed me to go get a $500 Amazon gift card and send the picture of the front and the back along with the receipt.
Sure.
And once I send the picture, then they would deliver the $50,000 to my house.
Ooh.
And I'm doing things like, okay, well, where are you coming from? Because it's raining out and now it's 8 o'clock. And I find it hard to believe you're going to make it to my house tonight. We will deliver it tonight. And I said, I need $75,000, not $50,000. And he agreed to $75,000.
Come on.
And he's going to send his wife with the guy. They're the terms I negotiated. From $50,000 to $75,000, and his wife was also going to come. And he was going to give me his wife as well.
Oh, very nice.
All I had to do was get a $500 Amazon gift card. Legitimately, this is what I was doing.
A little 2-for-1 deal there for you.
So, needless to say, and he kept saying, just like, go and get the gift card now, because the guy thought he had me. He thought he had me hook, line, and sinker. I was doing the rope a dope.
More times than not, they will catch some live bait there, man. They will reel somebody in.
They're not doing it because it doesn't work.
Correct.
They're doing it because it works,
which is scary.
All right. So long story short, I didn't get the $50,000 or the wife of the agent, but I didn't buy them a gift card either.
Oh, okay.
I did not.
Well, hopefully they don't enter my DMs because I don't really have an opportunity to check too much of my Facebook DMs. I'm just pelted with a lot of nonsense.
Yeah, I don't know why there's so many Powerball winners that are trying to give me money.
Yeah, dude, that's a good problem to have, John. It's a good problem to have. You know what they say.
It is very interesting. All right, well, maybe we'll try to do the Delco prices right later on in the show because I had real items up for bid as well. Real items up for bid.
How's just real quick? I know that you're on the weather. How are we looking for our Memorial Day weekend? Have we gotten better?
No.
Damn it.
So the day on Saturday is going to be 58 and off and on rain. Again, I have the Phillies tickets. The problem is I'd be very happy if it just rained all day and they would postpone the game. Meanwhile, it's going to be in the mid-50s and off and on rain.
Ooh, yeah, that's cold.
So it's going to be cold and rainy.
Yeah, that's not a good
And
time.
then my wife and our friend Zach is like, well, I'm happy. I'd rather have it hot. I'd rather have it rainy and cold than hot. It's like,
What?
You'd rather have it 55 and raining off and on than, let's say, 90 and sunny? I get it. 90 and sunny's hot. I'd rather have it 90 and sunny and put some sunscreen on and let's go.
It's not football season. It's baseball. I don't want to sit out there and watch 9 innings of baseball getting all wet.
No, because it sucks because it doesn't look like the forecast is going to be poor enough to where they postpone the game.
Correct.
And it's a team coming in for the only time this year. It's not like you're playing an NL East team to where you can just make it up later on. So now I got to have the tickets. That's the problem when you buy tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Is now you got to eat them or go to the game. And, I have 25 tickets.
Yeah, you ain't eating that many.
No, I'm not eating 5 tickets. You kidding me? So I'm going to be going down and sitting in the rain on Saturday.
They got the Guardians this weekend. I didn't even know who they were playing.
Yep.
Well, you could do one of two things. Either suck it up and go and, make the most of it, which I'm sure you will.
That's what we're going to do.
Or stateside live.
Which we're not going to do. No, it's a bunch of kids.
Well, you can still go in there in the daytime.
I know, but this is really like parents and then kids. And not a ton of parents, like maybe 4 families and their kids.
All right, maybe not.
Because we're taking down a bunch of, because my daughter's going down with her friends, so that the other daughter has to go down with friends, so she's unhappy. So there's a bunch of kids going up. Other than that, I think it's not going to be sunny. There's no barbecue weather. People are trying to talk me into having we'll have a Memorial Day barbecue. It's like, no, I gotta somehow figure out how to mow the lawn today, because I have a bunch of stuff going on today. It's going to start raining tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
And I need to mow the lawn. I need to get out there.
Well, speaking of stateside, that whole new deal is opening up on May 29th. The new construction.
I haven't been there in a while.
Dude, it is sick.
So what's the new construction entail?
Well,
is it new things to go?
I mean, really, that picture that we're looking at right now doesn't do justice on radio, but it is like a huge deal where they added this 2-floor bar, I want to say, type deal where it's like got rooms and you could probably rent those stuff out. Obviously, the stage, they put some money into the stage, made that a little bit bigger, opened it up. Like, it is really, really cool. And I'll tell you what, last time I was there, what was that? It was a Flyers game. So I was there for a Flyers game, and I looked over, and I was like, damn, that looks awesome. So, yeah, meanwhile, May 29th, right around the corner.
Get out.
Yep.
All right, we were talking about the worst choke job in Philly sports. Here's a voice memo on the Davis Honda text line. Here it is.
Hey, it's Derek. I work at a firm over here at 3 Bala. One that sticks out to me as far as a Philly sports choke job was 2023 against the Diamondbacks, Craig Kimbrell. But you come home 3-2, to Citizens Bank Park in that atmosphere. How do you not win one damn game of those two? Utterly disgusting. That was the year that the Phillies should have won, clearly, and I hope we can get back.
Yep. That was it.
Was it? You're right.
Now, you would have had to be Texas, but the Phillies were right there. I was shocked. And that was the beginning of the end because, literally, do you remember what happened in that series? The Diamondbacks said, we're not going to throw you strikes. And the Phillies were chasing everything. They went into one of those games against the Diamondbacks. Everybody was hitting at a historic pace. Castellanos was, Harper was, everybody was hitting. They were being talked about like they were like people. Everybody's going to the Hall of Fame, and then they couldn't hit.
I was at Game 6. We ended up losing 5-1 in that one. Did not think they were winning Game 7. I remember that feeling, and they did not. Obviously,
I did not. Game 6 was it.
That was it.
Going into Game 7, they were done.
And they were it. Who was the pitcher for the Diamondbacks? It was like a rookie. I forget his name, but. Yeah, that was an absolute collapse / choke job. You're right about that.
Text line, Kevin from Delco says you should ask for a picture of the guy's wife. I did. He said he didn't have a picture of her. Oh, believe me, I was having some fun at this guy's expense. He had no idea. I was just wondering what country he was from. Certainly wasn't sitting in the Bronx or anything like that.
No.
We have another voice memo on the Davis Honda text line. This is about A.J. Brown. Go.
Good morning, you guys. Xavier from Newtown Square. Just want to talk about the A.J. Brown thing real quick. Listen, I do think that he's going to get traded to New England. I think the Eagles are going to do, what's right for him and kind of do what he wants. He has done everything that you're supposed to do and supposed to say during this process and has not, said a bad thing or done anything to tarnish the value. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't think, the relationship or, is tarnished between him and the Eagles organization and the people. I think that a lot of the teammates, do love him, but when you're a quarterback and your receiver don't have the best relationship, or maybe they did have a best relationship and it sours a little bit, you see the disconnect there, and that trickles over to the whole team. When two of your leaders are in a little feud, it kind of just trickles down and sets the mood for the rest of your team. So something that we had to do, don't want to do, but we got to do.
Yep. Yeah. Got to do it. He wants out. See, it's so calculated, though. Everything with AJ is so calculated from what he was doing last year on social media, to how he handled himself at the Super Bowl, to how he handles himself this offseason. Calculated.
Yeah, he's a savvy vet. It's his first rodeo.
Sean in Pine Hill, I got about 90 seconds for you, Sean. What's up, buddy?
I'll make it real quick. And first off, the dude could fart and all that, and he was great, the Yankees. 2011, Game 2 against the Cardinals.
Oh.
They put 3 runs up in the first inning at home, up 1 game, scored a run in the second, they're up 4-0. And the guy who's supposed to be ace 1A withered the game away. And from there on, how did that series end? Ryan Howard blows his Achilles tendon, and then that's it. Everything's done. So
and
that is my – go ahead.
No, remember, the year before they lost to the Giants were the hot team, and it was like, damn.
Yeah.
2011, it's like, that's not going to happen this year. Phillies are the best team in baseball. I think they won 102 games.
Jeez.
And
correct.
They ran into the hot team. And Cliff Lee in that game, too, I'm looking at the box score right now.
4-0, wasn't it?
Yeah.
12 hits.
12 hits, 5 runs in 6 innings. Yep.
He gave up the hit to Pujols, and then they finally pulled him, and then the Cardinals bullpen came in and shut him down. And that, I'm telling you, they would have went on. That was it. That was the end of that Phillies era, that Phillies squad, probably the best Phillies team ever put together. And Cliff Lee, with his little fart, when he did that, guess what, dude? He was never seen from again. Remember, he went on his farm and never came back?
Yeah, I don't think he was really – thanks, Sean. I don't really think he was liked all that much. Some stories have come out afterwards. Yeah, like he didn't – he liked to have his own music in the clubhouse.
Oh, I didn't see this. Oh, interesting. Yeah. He's a hell of a pitcher. I got one more real quick. Brian, my boy Brian checking in. 2023 Philadelphia Eagles, week 11 through 17. Oh, man, we're reliving the collapses. Terrible.
You know who won that game for the Cardinals? It wasn't Chris Carpenter. He gave up the early runs. How about that Octavio Dotel in relief?
Go. There you go. Some good names.
Coming up next, News at noon? News at noon? Do we have a News at noon?
Correct.
With Dutz?
Correct.
Wow. Hair Jordan.
A News at noon with Hair Jordan. What do we have today? We're going to have to wait to find out.
Can't wait for this flavor.
That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phillies drop Game 2. I'm Brendan Dutz, and the Phillies' 5-game winning streak came to an end last night in a 4-1 loss to the Reds. Jesus Luzardo put together a solid performance, going 6 innings, allowing just 2 runs, but the Phillies' offense was unable to get anything going, putting together just 1 run and striking out 14 times. The goal for the series win this afternoon, Kyle Schwarber remains out of the lineup due to an illness. We're under 2 weeks away from June 1st, meaning we're going to get some sort of answer on the A.J. Brown front. Speculation continues to grow about where the star wideout could land. ESPN's Adam Schefter shared the latest on the morning show.
Well, there may be teams that check in. That wouldn't surprise me. And again, there's nothing that's finalized, nothing done, but I still think that once we get to the magical date, I still think he'll be sent to New England. That's still what I believe, no matter what anybody else says.
James Palmer of The Athletic will join us at 1 o'clock to break down everything going on with the Birds. The Eastern Conference Final began last night with the Knicks defeating the Cavaliers 115-104 in overtime behind 38 points from Jalen Brunson. This update is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has led inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more at crohnscolitisfoundation.org. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Dirtbag it is. Middays with Marks. John, Sean, Dutz. Is Ray awake yet, you think? Or is he still, is he sober? Because he doesn't have to get up early because he's doing afternoons.
You said the other day he has a drinking problem. I mean, come on.
How about that? On a Monday night, he had 5 beers.
26. You can't have a drinking problem, bro.
On a Monday night?
Hey, Ray.
Let's not act like every story with Ray doesn't involve him being out drinking.
Hey, you can't pass up $6 smash burgers and $6 statesides, John. All right? There's certain things you just can't look past. And a Monday night at the garage. Have you ever been to the garage?
No.
It's a good time.
Is it?
Yeah, it's always packed.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I would go.
Good clientele, good TV situation, right?
Well, he also said that the bartender on Monday nights,
Yeah.
him and Connor are fans.
Yeah, they like her. I follow him on Instagram. There's some good looking bartenders.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
And they're all tatted up like that Fishtown vibe.
Which is,
I mean, yeah.
That's not my.
But that can't be Ray's vibe either, right?
How about that?
No.
The tattoos?
Yeah.
Well, isn't that the problem? Isn't he shopping at the wrong store?
I think so.
Doesn't he need to go in the Fairmount, maybe, or Center City?
Yeah.
But he's not a Center City guy either. He's kind of caught in between.
Ray is an interesting cat.
Being a hipster and a tattoo guy.
And a professional.
And being a professional.
Right? Like, he is a professional. He's more professional than me. I know that much.
He is. I agree.
Right?
For sure. Oh, no. But that. No,
Hey, Ray.
I didn't know we were debating that. We can throw that on the Davis Honda text line. More professional, 45-year-old Sean or Ray? Woo! It's Ray.
Oh, man.
But yeah, like I'm still like part of me's still trying to figure Ray out. Because like he holds stuff from us.
Yeah, he does.
And like he's still maybe not comfortable in his own skin because he's a big star.
He's a big star.
He is. He's still learning, still getting there.
You know what? I'll go ahead and read it. Trey Turner, ring it. Hashtag ring it tidbit from last night. With that homer, Turner has tied Dave Hollins on the Phillies' all-time home run list.
But how many retweets and stuff is he getting from that? He's getting a modest amount, so it's not even working.
No, but at the end of the day, it would get your juices going, your brain going.
Love Dame.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Oh, by the way, big time conversation real quick last night at the house about whether or not I have a godfather. And my wife was just, no, I know I was baptized. I don't know if I have a godfather. I'm telling you, I don't think I have a godfather.
Well, if you didn't get baptized, you probably don't.
I did get baptized.
By who? Gary Brace didn't give you
I mean, this is a long time ago.
I know. Well,
so, I was baptized probably in 82, 81.
That means you have one, though, right? When you have to choose because they hold you.
Yes.
That means you have one.
I'm texting my mom right now because
you got to check in with your mom.
My wife Kelly did not sign off on Ray being the godfather.
Okay, I would agree.
But it's a little late, though, because I already gave it to him. So they just
Well, just don't tell him that you're having a real ceremony and let him think he's going to be the godfather. Well, no, just tell him Ray can be Lane's godfather. You can. It doesn't have to be uniform for both. Different kids can be different, have different godparents.
Okay.
All right, so just let Ray. Maybe he can be the third wheel with your actual family. That would be
so good.
I'd just like to see Ray.
Yes.
At the ceremony, being the godfather.
Who the hell's this guy? It's Ray Dunn. Come on, man.
Skinny, hairy guy.
I'm texting my mom. I will update.
All right, text your mom. Give us an update. Let's do the news at noon with Dutz. News at noon with Ray Dunn. Stories that you don't need. News at noon with Ray Dunn. How about that? It's better than listening to Creed.
Ooh, Hair
There
Jordan.
are so many good sound drops of Ray. You can't be it.
You have to make him the godfather just so I can see how awkward he would be.
Look, and in the hierarchy of people that I could potentially list as my godfather for Lane, I'm telling you, Ray's up there.
Well, he's
gotta be up there.
responsible.
Yeah, he's responsible.
Good family.
Yeah.
Well, he's somewhat responsible.
He's a professional.
He's a professional. He's not responsible. Yeah.
Nailed that one down.
Never mind. Go ahead, Dutz.
All right, we're going to start things off in baseball, heading down to Washington. I don't know if you guys have seen the clip, but we're going to go Mets-Nationals from last night. James Wood smokes a ball to the left center field. Left fielder for the Mets goes in, crashes against the wall. Tyrone Taylor, the center fielder, goes behind him and just stares at him at the wall. Ball goes all the way into center field for an inside-the-park grand slam. Take a listen to the call.
Out to left center. This ball is rocked. Into the gap and off the top of the wall. Two outfielders look at themselves and don't find the baseball. Here comes James Wood, rounding third and heading home. Inside the park grand slam for James Wood.
Inside the park grand slam. Now, was that Franston in the back yelling?
I believe so,
That's
yes.
a Nationals TV call, so I think that was Franny, Kevin Franston.
How about that?
Great call, by the way.
Who still lives in the South Jersey area.
Oh.
I guess he's has an apartment when he's doing games down there. But yeah, the family's still up here.
I don't think I've paid too close attention to what the Mets are doing, but apparently they're playing a lot of young guys, huh? They're calling them the baby Mets now.
Yeah, they're playing much better. So lots of time.
So they ended up taking 9-6 in that one. Now that one they lost in 9-6. The previous one they won 67. They had the Yankees where they took 2 of 3. Okay, so they put together a little bit of a run here. All right.
In that first game against the Nationals, they had a 10-run, I think, top of the 10th inning. They
Extra
crushed
innings.
them.
Yeah.
And by the way, it gives me a chance to mention this. Evan Roberts, who does sports radio up in New York.
Yeah.
He was at the game. He was at the Knicks game last night. He's at the Knicks game. He's watching the Mets on his phone, and he's keeping score of the Mets game at the Knicks game, watching the Mets game on his phone. Now, I just got to tell you, he's a big Mets fan. I'm a huge Phillies fan. Guess what I'm not doing at an Eastern Conference final? Not that I would go to one because I'm a Sixers fan. But guess what I'm not doing?
Yeah.
Watching the Phillies at an Eastern Conference final. And, just the fact that he's keeping score of a game. Okay, Evan. You're trying to be a nerd a little bit too much. Keeping score of a baseball game.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
That's his whole deal.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, but you're fake. That's fake.
Oh, okay. So he posted it. So he's up there at press row, and he's like, "Ooh, look at me!" Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
it's fake. It's fake. You don't need to keep score of a Mets game while you're at a Knicks playoff game. It's silly.
Okay.
And it's trying too hard and it's stupid. So anyway.
All right, we're going to the world of basketball. 5:20 in the morning is a podcast featuring Jeff Teague. So he was asked by a listener if the NBA and WNBA joined talents to go up against each other. The response by Teague was a pretty good one, along with his co-host. Take a listen.
Shout out to the W. We are not doing that one, brother.
Yeah, I have Wilt Chamberlain.
Yep. All right.
100. I'll score 100.
You
score 100 in a WNBA game? Yes.
Do you play the whole game, or you said it like you did when you was in high school?
No. I'm playing the whole game.
He said no Billy Wright to stop me.
Every second? No, every second I score 100 points.
How many would you score?
Close to 100, bro.
Damn.
I'm running full speed.
They gonna get out my way.
They gonna move.
They gonna get out my way, bro. They have to.
Would they score 100? Jeff Teague?
Man, I just laugh at these podcasts. All right. You listening to that? I don't know.
What's it called? But that's
5:20 in the morning.
Jeff Teague.
I never heard of it, but everyone's got a podcast.
He was in the league forever. I get it. He's got funny stories. I like the way he sounds and he talks, and I think a lot of people do. But
is it necessary to kill the WNBA by saying you score 100
Score 100,
points?
go Wilt. And I think that was his co-host. It's like, bro, mate, you ain't scoring 100. Some of those girls would shoot the living daylights, and you wouldn't even touch the ball. How about that? But we've been down this path before. No woman is going to be an NBA player, right? We know that. Even a college dude, right? He's going to back you down. He's going to be aggressive. You're not going to stop that. That's one. And no college football team will ever beat the worst NFL team. That's it.
I always love that one.
Could Alabama beat the Seahawks? It's like, shut up. No.
Not likely. All right, Tuts.
So we're heading to the NFL. Yesterday, the NFL owners approved increasing the maximum amount of number of games, international games, from 8 to 10.
Here we
and
go.
They're exploring games in Japan. I believe, if I'm correct, the last game played in Japan was in 2005. Between, I think it was the Falcons and the Colts. I think it was the preseason game. But, I mean, Japan, listen, I get we're trying to expand all over. I get it, but that's a little unnecessary. I feel like we're already doing enough with Spain, Mexico City, London. It's just too much.
Yeah, we are doing too much. Now, John likes them.
Yeah, I'm letting you guys make your case for it's too much.
Well, Are you going to be ready when the Super Bowl is played in London? You going to sign off on that?
Yep.
You are.
Yeah, what do I care?
It's America's game. That game should not be played out of the States. It needs to be played right here. And it's going to happen. And it's going to happen.
Yeah, it is. Yep, it is. All right, that's News at Noon.
Look, I'm not a dummy. But the people, I think, do miss the point because I heard somebody say this morning, John, because this is new. NFL owners, as he said, proven playing up to 10 international games. There's a little caveat that's changed as far as now who you could play, right? You used to, I think, be able to, like, cross off names of, like, division teams. That's out the window. Now you can play basically anybody.
Yeah, you can protect your home games now, so what you can do.
Gotcha.
Protect them.
Well,
yeah, Jeffrey Lurie did it. He said, we're not playing a home game because they just had one, I guess, the year before.
All right.
They lost one, so he knew that he could protect it.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
Well, apparently a big one this year was the fact that the 49ers are playing the Rams on the road. And the big one is that when the 49ers play the Rams in L.A., it's a home game for the San Francisco 49ers, right? So they didn't want to lose that game, but now they're playing it, I don't know, Brazil or somewhere. With that being said, this is all about the owners. The owners, wait till the owners push back. The owners aren't pushing back because it's about money.
Wait till the owners push back.
That's what somebody said this morning.
No, the owners want this.
Correct.
Okay, so maybe an owner will be like, no, we don't want to lose a home game. But, I mean, like you had said, this isn't going anywhere. You said there's 10 home games now. Guess what? Every team is going to be playing an international game. How many years? 5? Maybe not every team, but damn, they're close. Right? It's not just a couple of international games. They're going to be playing international games all over the world, and I'm all for it. I think it's great.
They're going to go to 18 games, and then I agree with you.
I don't know about the 18 games.
Oh, that's got to happen.
Well, I mean, it doesn't. It could. I'm not telling you it's not. I don't think it's as certainty as much as you do.
Yeah, I think it's a lock. I think eventually.
But
when's the new CBA up? When's that CBA up?
I don't know. Not that they extend it. They're not like baseball where they're always down to the wire. They extend it in
2031.
Okay, so lots of time. Here's my question, and maybe this is good for the phone lines or the Davis Honda text line 610-632-0975. By the way, if you call, we can get you on pretty much right away. Like, that's kind of what we do. We keep it moving, but that means that if you want to get in on a conversation, we'll get you in before the conversation's over. I just want to know why people don't like it. What I learned about Brazil was Eagles season ticket holders don't want to lose a game, and they're like, oh, I can't go to the game. Like, just let me tell you this with all due respect. I don't care if you're losing a home game. I'm sorry. I just don't. You only get to go to 7 games as opposed to 8 games as an Eagle fan. Like, sorry, you're going to have to go to 7 games that year. You're only going to have 7 games. I don't care about you losing a home game as a fan.
Yeah.
Whatever. But why would anybody else not like the international games?
Well, wait a minute. But there is a home field advantage to this, right? Like, so.
Yeah, but if everybody has international games, then
it kind of washes. Well, there are better home field advantages, right? Home fields.
No, Sean, what year did they win the Super Bowl? 2024.
Correct.
Where did they start that season?
Brazil.
And what was it, a home game?
Was it?
So they lost the home game that was in Brazil, and they won the Super Bowl.
No, they beat the Packers in that game, didn't they?
Yeah, they beat them opening. Saquon had 3 touchdowns.
Right, but it was a home game.
Oh,
they lost a home game.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it didn't affect anybody.
No, you're right. But I just, I don't know, man. Greed. That's what it is. It's all about greed. It's all about the almighty dollar for the owners. It is.
But why don't you like it? Why don't you like it? Forget about greed. Why don't you like it?
I don't like the playing of the games on different days, the changing of the time. I'm a creature of habit. I want my games. I'm fine with Thursday night, all day Sunday. Give it to me Monday. I don't like the international 9:30 start.
Just don't watch it.
Well, I mean, it's the NFL. Got to watch it.
Why don't you like?
And for the streaming games, I am now missing those more than I ever have. If there's a game on Amazon or Peacock and it's Netflix, like I'm like, all right, like I'm not really going out of my way to find it. Let's put it that way. But the majority of the NFL games I'm watching.
Why don't you like it, Dutz? Because I hear a lot of people saying the same thing, that it's like, the NFL's getting greedy. I don't need international games. What do I care? I think it's great that the sport that we love, America's sport, is now all over the world. And for me complaining about people that are mad that they lose a home game, I think it's also an opportunity as an Eagles fan or a football fan to go to Australia. They make it easy. Now with all the fan group travel, now you can go to Australia and see your team. You can go to London. You can go to Japan. I don't want to go to Japan to see an NFL game, but I'd go to Mexico City. I'd love to go to some of these other destinations to see it.
My problem, I think they keep expanding it, yet the product of the games has been terrible. I feel like every international game, there's two really bad opponents, and it's never a good product. I feel like the last really good international game was Eagles-Packers. Other than that, I really can't name one that's been like, wow, it's been really good. Maybe it's because the travel, players are tired coming off of it. I have no idea. But the product, every time I watch those games, it's just awful. It's like 10-7. It's just
good call on that.
It's never good.
And we're talking about the bounce back. You got to leave. You got to come across the seas to get, like, think about the Eagles. They're playing in London. Then they got a short week. They got to fly 6 hours back after just playing that game. They got to take on the Panthers, who are coming off the bye. You're like Gordon Gekko over here. Great is good.
No, so let's do
Great
this.
Works.
Let's do this. Let's eliminate Seattle because that's also a 6-hour flight. So you're not allowed to play Seattle anymore. Let's get rid of international games to London because that's a 6-hour flight. And let's get rid of Seattle too.
We don't play well in Seattle. I'm good. I'm good with that.
Here's what I say. Wah! Oh, I got to fly to Australia. Wah!
Wow.
Guess what? And that's a big flight.
That is a big flight.
But this is what comes with the modern NFL. And it's not going to change. Uncle Jamie checks in and says so Goodell said by 2032, 18 games and an international for every team in international slate. So we potentially could be linked up with our own international city, right?
Yeah. Oh,
would that be kind of cool? No, you guys don't like it. Listen, I'm the only person that likes the international games. Believe me, I know.
I don't like it. I just don't like the international games. I understand it. I'm not a dummy. I get why. But at the end of the day, like, I just want it to be here. It's a tough game, man. That's a tough game. This isn't baseball, right? This isn't soccer. It's football. These dudes are getting in 70 car crashes, right? You think about that. If you play defense, you're on a tackle. That's a car crash, man. You get hit. You get smacked. Now you got to hop on a flight, come back. I mean, these dudes have CTE too, John. You got to factor that into it.
Well, I don't like the 18 games.
No.
That's too much for me.
Look, as long as, you know what? They need to go ahead and pony up and pay a lot more money to the other players, not the guys at the top of the list. You know, support the whole league in general when it comes to players, and they'll make that right in 2031 with the new CBA. They'll sign off on it, so it's up to them.
No, you're right. All the players that complain about, Thursday Night Football, 18 games, then vote no.
Correct.
You can do that, but they're not going to do that because they're making too much money, and they realize the quarterbacks and the high-end NFL players that make all the money, they look at things one way, and then the rest of the league looks at it the other way. Because the average NFL career is what, like 3 years, not even 3 years, something like that?
Yeah.
So for every Russell Wilson or every star player that's making a lot of money, then you have everybody else. And like when there's talk about lockouts or things like that or holdouts or whatever, those guys, they can afford to do that. They don't care. Everybody else, they can't lose a year of their career. They may never get that back. Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers and all those guys, when all there was the talk about like the quarterbacks and they need to take up for the cause, and it's just not about the high-end players. All right.
Correct. 3.3 is the average NFL career. How about this, real quick? First-round draft picks average 9.3 years in the league. And, oh, by the way, if you're thinking about, little lane over here, I'll put myself in it. Quarterbacks and specialists, like long snappers and kickers, often average 4.5 to 7.5. So I need my boy to be a little long snapper or David Akers Jr.
Yeah, now he didn't look like a kicker. He looks like he could be a long snapper.
My guy?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, he's a little small.
Lane Brace.
He had the 1 year yesterday. Yeah.
What's the percentiles?
I don't know off the top of my head, but he went yesterday. He got 4 shots, the little guy. But, yeah, he's a little small guy.
Is he?
Yeah, a little run.
But is that because my kids were huge when they were born, and they're not, like I'm not big. My wife's not big.
No, yeah.
So it evens out after a while.
My girl is big. She's a big girl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Kendall's standing up next to all those girls. Oh, yeah. Big girl.
All right. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Coming up at 1 o'clock, Sean, James Palmer.
Oh, yeah.
Bleacher Report insider. And he's been with us all football season. He's our insider,
Love
right?
James.
The pride of Upper Merion High School. He joins us. He had said yesterday with what's her name, Kay Adams. He had said that you're a fool if you think that A.J. Brown couldn't be traded to teams, and if Howie Roseman isn't talking to other teams around the league. We'll discuss it 1 o'clock coming up. Coming up next, A.J. Brown. Everybody, we even had the text message guy saying, no, you do right by A.J. You send him where he wants to go. Do you really have to do right by A.J., or are you taking the John Kincade treatment of send his ass to Siberia? We'll discuss that coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Going for the series win. I'm Brandon Dutz, and the Phillies' 5-game winning streak came to an end last night in a 4-1 loss to the Cincinnati Reds. Jesus Luzardo put together a solid performance, going 6 innings, allowing just 2 runs, but the Phillies' offense was nowhere to be found. They couldn't get anything going, put together 1 run, but they struck out 14 total times. To go for the series win this afternoon, Kyle Schwarber remains out of the lineup due to an illness. We're under 2 weeks away from June 1st, meaning we're going to get some sort of answer on the A.J. Brown trade front. Speculation continues to grow about where the star wideout could land. ESPN's Adam Schefter shared the latest on the morning show.
Well, there may be teams that check in. That wouldn't surprise me. And again, there's nothing that's finalized, nothing done, but I still think that once we get to the magical date, I still think he'll be sent to New England. That's still what I believe, no matter what anybody else says.
James Palmer of The Athletic will join us at 1 o'clock to break down everything going on with the Eagles. And the Eastern Conference final began last night between the Knicks and the Cavaliers. New York came out on top 115-104 in overtime behind 38 points from Jalen Brunson. This update is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call a 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MADD-HELP or visit MAD.org. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic app.
Many blessings on your marriage, AJ. Congratulations on that. But I want you sent to Siberia. Where's the worst team?
Cleveland.
I'd love to see AJ Brown wearing brown. I'd love to see him in the worst situation possible.
Man,
could I find a worse situation?
That's John Kincade yesterday. Honestly, I wish I felt like that, but I just want him to be happy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I did in the beginning, but I'm kind of getting over there with Kincade.
I know you are.
The good thing is they'll be playing a game in Siberia in 2031, so I'm sure that they're
renovating the stadium right now.
Exactly. But
well,
yeah.
I mean, it's because I know in Kabul in Afghanistan they're getting ready for.
Definitely.
Because right now they only do executions in the stadium, so they have to get our NFL ready. They have to put a new surface down.
It's unbelievable.
Anyway, I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't sense that Eagles fans feel like that at all. And we did this a lot yesterday, but in the beginning of the show. But 610-632-0975. I don't like. See, here's how I look at A.J. Brown, right? And yes, he's forcing his way out of town.
Yep.
Without a doubt. But in the 4 years that he's been in Philadelphia, it's not often that you make a trade where they traded a first and a third, and you got a great player. You had success as a team. You had individual success. You went to 2 Super Bowls. You won another one. He's had some of he had a best 4-year run, maybe of a wide receiver in franchise history. He's gotten along great with the city. I can't say any bad things about A.J. Brown other than what we saw last year where he just at times felt like he was going through the motions and it's some big drops. On the field stuff's different, but it felt like to me he had a lot of issues on the field last year because he was just over it, right? Like he wasn't angry anymore about the offense or Jalen Hurts or whatever. He was just kind of like, like didn't really care. Was just going through, just trying to get over with the season. But other than that, I don't have any reason to want to ship him to Siberia. Why? No, seriously, why? Because he's demanding, because he asked for a trade?
Yep.
You demanded, is that it?
Yep. And he was a little bit of a detriment to the chemistry / locker room last year, right? Which might have had a little, issue, maybe fatigue setting in for some. And, I don't think everyone gets along in every locker room, but obviously there was a little bit of a disconnect happening throughout the course of last year. Again,
Oh, no, I totally agree.
Again, Siberia a little tough, but I sure as heck am okay with Howie Roseman saying, you know what, AJ, I appreciate that you want to go play at New England. I understand the connection. However, we are catching a little bit more from Jacksonville or, hey, let's just say Cleveland, whatever. I just want Howie to get the best deal.
Right, I know, but that's also unrealistic. He had his teams that he would want to go to. Because here's what happens with a player. Hey, you want to send me to Cleveland? Okay, I'm going to go because I have to. I ain't going to be happy. If you're Cleveland, are you trading a first-round draft pick for a guy that's telling you in advance he's not going to be happy?
Nope.
Of course you're not. So no trade clause no trade, it doesn't matter. A player like A.J. Brown really holds all the cards in his hands. Now, Howie can say, okay, well, then you have to come back. Or, like Carson Wentz said, I didn't want to go to Chicago. The Eagles said, well, tough noogies, you got to go to Chicago anyway. But guess what Carson Wentz said? I don't want to go to Chicago. You trade me there. So what did the Bears say? We ain't trading for Carson Wentz. You don't want to come here. And they shouldn't have done it. That was a great move to not trade for Carson Wentz. Now you're getting an unhappy player. And they end up sending him to Indianapolis, and that was a bad move for Indianapolis, but that's where he wanted to go. So this idea that you could have been like, you know what, screw you, I'm going to send you to the Raiders. I'm going to send you to the worst team. It doesn't work like that.
Raiders.
Here's the other thing with A.J. Brown, all right? Would we agree? I'm not going to tell you that people personally dislike Jalen Hurts. I'm trying to be fair here. I don't think guys say, I hate Jalen Hurts. Do I think that Jalen Hurts rubs some people the wrong way on the team? I do. But I also think that people on the team respect Jalen Hurts because he's a hell of a competitor. He works hard, and he's a winner, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do they maybe not connect with Jalen Hurts, or do they feel like whatever the case may be, some people are built to just let it roll off and not say anything. Others aren't. Devontae Smith can just MF people underneath his breath and not have to actually have confrontations with them. Or they just realize, like, hey, that's just the way that he is. He's not a bad person, right? AJ's not that guy. So AJ's personality is once he's done with something, it feels like he's done with something. I don't know if he's an only child. I'm an only child. He comes off to me as kind of being like an only child syndrome. A loner, doesn't mind being by themselves, right? Like, I don't mind being by themselves. Oftentimes, I like being by myself too much. But, like, think about it. When would he typically say things on social media? When he's not at practice. The day that everybody's off.
Oh, yeah.
And he's sitting at home with his own thoughts and his phone. That's when he's going on all the different social medias and he's putting deep stuff out there. So I don't wish that he was in Siberia like a lot of people. Like you.
Put him in Siberia, Cleveland.
Like you.
Oh, I was on the Cleveland train right from the jump. Yeah, if he wants out, that's the only reason why. It's like, okay, we're not good enough for you. All right, AJ, see ya. But now more than ever, it's just more and more and continuing. I think, as we were talking about yesterday, shrapnel continues to find Jalen Hurts. And it's like, all right, like, I get it. He had a little strong personality. You guys didn't connect. Some things went south, whatever it may be. But I just think that, like, to sit here and say that that's it, I want out, get me out of here because I'm not getting along with Jalen Hurts. I don't know. Will we find out there's something more to the situation? Maybe.
No.
I don't think so. But, and again, not inviting him to the wedding. That's it, John.
And you know what else?
I can't allow that to happen.
In 3 years, he might want to be out of New England.
Of course.
Isn't it like he did the same thing with the Titans, and they also didn't give him a contract? He's done the same thing here, and he's probably going to do the same thing up there.
Yeah,
that's it's just the kind of cat that he is.
And he's not the first type of guy to be like that, too. As far as that position is concerned, we're talking about superstars, best at their position, one of. Yeah, I mean, those guys are always. We talk about Randy Moss and his flaws.
He bounced for as good as he was. He bounced around a little bit.
He was unbelievable.
T.O. bounced around a little bit.
T.O. just a little bit. You're right about that. Yeah, we'll see. Look, at the end of the day, I think we're all in agreement. We just want June 1 to come, the Patriots to be the team, give us the most in return, and let's be done with this.
By the way, I don't care if he goes to the Patriots or not.
Yeah, same.
If Howie wanted to leverage it and be like, hey, I'm glad you want to go to these teams, but this is where we can send you, I'd be perfectly fine with that. A.J. Brown doesn't need to go where he wants to go. I'm not saying that at all. This is all negotiation. If Howie can get more value by sending him to Jacksonville, and if A.J. says, well, I don't really want to go to Jacksonville, and they're saying tough and he's got to go, as long as they take him, I don't care. Like, believe me, I don't want to send him exactly where he wants to go. I want to do what's best for the Eagles. And early on, a lot of people thought what was best for the Eagles was, no, you're coming back and you're playing. I had a hard time believing that because once a player decides that he wants out, and it just affects everything else that goes on with the team. The team gets exhausted by it.
Yep.
They get exhausted with having to answer questions and everything else. And it becomes divisive. There becomes a divide, even if it's not a big deal. And that's the other thing. There just wasn't enough people. There wasn't anybody that was coming out. I think almost everybody, it seems like, understood where AJ was coming from and almost respected it because they know who he is and what he does.
Yeah. Still strange, right? It's like, wait a minute, you were winning games. Maybe something's popping off a film that you see differently. Who knows? But you're right. The only person that we did hear that was saying somewhat of a positive for Jalen was that Brandon Graham. Remember, he was like, one's trying to get it done or something like that.
Well, he said that. What did he say? He said AJ needs to understand that Jalen's trying, or needs to let him try, or something
one's
like
trying,
that.
Yeah.
And Brandon's always going to be the guy that sees the good in everything. 'Cause that's just the kind of guy that he is. But I actually think this is perfect. You got 4 unbelievable years out of A.J. Brown. He was great. You had success, and now he becomes a distraction. He wants out. Great. Now you trade him. You get some draft picks. You just drafted a wide receiver in the first round. This is perfect.
Howie has handled it extremely well, and it is surprising from the standpoint of, like, you have a superstar at his position, a guy that is an ultimate difference maker, and he wants out. And Howie goes, all right, you know what? We're not going to make a big fuss about this. I'm going to do what I need to do. We'll see what we can get in return for you. We'll make everything happy. But Howie aced the draft, free agency. I thought he did really well. Of course, the wide receiver position, does it take a step back without A.J. Brown? We'll find out after it's all said and done. But on paper, You got to like some of the replacements. Really high on Lemon. Looking forward to see what he looks like. Stowers. It's just tough. They will take a step back as far as a whole, as a unit. That's only fair.
Will they?
Production? I think so. But
all right. So how many yards did the wide receivers have last year?
I'll tally
AJ
him
had
up.
1,000. Devontae had 1,000.
Correct.
Maybe another 500-600 from the other receivers. Can they get 2,600 yards from the receivers? Not likely.
Yeah.
Could they get around it? Yeah. They could because they're a little bit deeper this year.
I'll do some math here.
Uh-oh. 610-632-0975.
3,500 yards total last year passing or receiving, excuse me.
Right, but that's not just receivers.
Oh, that's a good call. You're right. So I'll go down the list of the no tight ends, just receivers.
Well, I mean, you said as a unit.
As
so
a
when I
unit,
think
yeah.
that, I'm thinking receivers.
You're right.
But when you don't have A.J. Brown, that means Goddard might get more throws. The rookie might get more.
Yep.
Saquon Barkley might be more of a factor.
Johnny Munt. He's not just a blocker.
He's just a blocker. All right, coming up, we're gonna have James Palmer on at 1:00, and he's the one with the intel that Howie. Don't think for a second he isn't calling around the league. We have that for you coming up next, and we'll talk to him at 1:00. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about betting with Bet Parks. Were you live betting that game last night? Could you imagine what the odds were if you bet on New York in that playoff game last night? What those odds were? Live betting on basketball and hockey playoffs is better on the Bet Parks online sportsbook app. It's the only online sportsbook and casino app that I would ever recommend. So before Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, it was minus 235 for OKC to win the series. And it was plus 210 for San Antonio. Now it's minus 110 both sides. So if you still believe OKC is winning the series, now you're getting significantly better odds. So that's what I did last night. I put a shekel on OKC still winning that, but with better odds. You can bet it all. You can bet games, bet series, live bet on games, individual player performances, basketball, hockey, golf, soccer, baseball. You can look for the futures in the NFL right now. Check it out, and all your favorite casino games for real money. The Bet Parks online casino and sportsbook app where there's always another way to win. You must be 21 and in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, or Maryland. Check it out, betparks.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Middays with Marks, John, Sean, Dutz, Nate Tennyson in the back, the Worm, Sean Rodman. We're here. James Palmer coming up at 1 o'clock. He was on with Kay Adams yesterday. What's the name of the show, Sean?
Up and Adams?
Have you ever watched it? I knew what it was. I wanted you.
Have I ever watched it? Define watched it.
Yeah, I mean, I knew the answer that you were going to give me.
What, that I've tuned in before?
You've seen a clip.
Yeah, clips. Yeah, and
where do you find the show?
It's on FanDuel TV. I want to say.
Where do you find that?
Look at
It's on YouTube.
Look at the hair on Dutz.
It's on YouTube.
Look at the
Yeah.
hair.
He was just styling it.
Yeah. Moving it around. Because it keeps getting like in my eye over here. It never does that. So I'm like trying to like move it back.
It keeps getting in your eye. That's the style. Your hair is
Look at that wig.
always in your eye.
No, it's not. It's like it stops here. It was like down here before. I don't know what's going on today.
Humidity.
I'm telling you, it flattens it out. It's like in Seinfeld. Remember with the water pressure when Kramer comes out, he's got the flat.
No, I know, but like women, like my wife has naturally curly hair, and when it gets humid, it does, it messes with her hair. She likes it straight, but when it gets humid, it starts getting a little wavy and curly.
He reminds me of a little Bellinger, Cody Bellinger, right? He's got like the like I'm baked look.
He definitely has the baked look. I didn't know if that was a
mastered
look or
down,
what.
man, mastered down.
Honestly,
the amount of times I got that in high school when I would pass class, dude, are you stoned right now? I say, no, I'm just tired.
I say it every morning when you walk in to myself. But
Nice
yeah, he
wig.
does have the Bellinger look.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
Sorry. Yeah.
What were we talking
I
about?
don't even know.
The Kay Adams show.
Up and Adams.
Yeah, Up and
There you
Adams.
go.
There you go.
On YouTube, by the way.
It's on YouTube.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure it gets, she's a big name. I'm sure it gets a lot of.
She's got a lot of guests on that show. Every day. Big
Oh,
guests.
man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you've tuned into the show before?
Yeah, I watch it pretty often.
No,
I'm being serious. When she had big guests on, not by herself, because she's not entertaining alone.
So what time is it live?
10 a.m.?
So you will tune in. You'll be like, let me grab a cup
No,
of
not
coffee.
live, but like if I get home, I'll watch the video. Yeah, I'll watch the videos of it.
So you get home, and it's like, all right, let me go out and shoot baskets. Oh, hold on a second. I want to catch today's Up and Adams. I forgot about that.
You know what I like about her? She's 40. She doesn't shy away from that. She'll tell you straight. Like, I like
She's
that.
40 and she's a woman?
And she looks great. She does. She's
She's very pretty. I mean, she seems very nice.
And she is really good at her craft, right? Like she pops around. She does other stuff. I'm trying to think. What else did she do? They had her.
What now? What else does she do?
Yeah,
I don't know.
they-
She's
like the
talented.
Netflix.
She's fantastic.
Okay. Yeah.
They heard her coffee cup. She's great. All right.
Coffee talk.
She is not like she does it. She does a very good job for what she's doing. Absolutely, I agree with you.
Yes.
Anyway, James Palmer is going to join us coming up at 1 o'clock. Had this to say about the potential of an A.J. Brown trade, etc.
How much leverage do the Eagles have?
Well, Howie has no timetable. That's the part of it here. Like, he is in no rush. Like, I mean,
So
I guess
A.J.
you can
Brown's
take
in
it all the way
training
up to
camp?
the start of the season. I think he's in a different uniform by the start of the season, but I think he doesn't have to do a deal at June 1, right? He doesn't have like there's deadlines are usually by money and where certain things kick in, right? Okay, like that.
Yeah.
Those don't exist really within this contract. So like he can kind of give it a couple weeks and maybe a month or two and see how this goes.
I feel it, right? She's one of us. She's been talking about this just as much as we have.
we just want it over. Don't tell us this could go in the training camp. I don't think I could handle that.
That was that reaction too, as well.
What? All right. Well, I hear you. I hear what he's saying. It could, but I mean, like you would have to believe that there isn't at least an agreement in. As what did Jeremy Fowler call it, a loose agreement, which is, and I think the loose agreement would have to say, okay, we will give you a 2028 first-round pick, but Howie, I'm not giving you a third. You're going to have to give us this. I still believe there's things to be ironed out, and maybe that's why right now, if he is talking to people around the league, that he's doing that as leverage. To me, this is a reminder to Elliott Wolf, like, hey, we still need to get this done. But, he's not the negotiator. Like, Howie Roseman is a shrewd negotiator who knows how to get value. We talked about it earlier in the show. Does it feel like that less than a first-round draft pick would not be getting enough value for A.J. Brown? I would say that would be the case. So if we're talking about some scenarios that are being floated out there around right now, which would be, and who knows what it's actually going to end up being, but I've seen a lot of people say, okay, well, the Eagles get a 2028 first-round pick, and then the Patriots get A.J., but they also get a third-round pick, but then the Eagles get a fourth-round pick. So the net actually wouldn't be a first-round pick. It'd be a little bit less because they're giving up a third and they're getting a fourth. To me, that's not what I thought we were getting when we started this. And I never thought they were getting 2 firsts or a first and a second. But when Jalen Waddle's getting a first and a third, you would just think for Howie's ego or Howie would be like, listen, if Waddle's getting this, I ain't taking a second and a fourth. So maybe the first-round pick, it's just enough of a shine where he says, okay, I'll take it. But because if Howie really believes, no, I don't have to take this deal, I can extend this in the training camp, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good luck with that. All I know is, I know that we're definitely exhausted with this conversation. I get it. We have a little bit of fatigue. But here's the deal. This behind the scenes, like if we were privy to all the details, what took place, how this went down exactly, man, that's what I want to know. I want to know, like, when did A.J. Brown, what's the truth? When did he come to you and say, I want to be traded? Was it multiple times during the regular season? When did the distractions start kicking in, right? We talked about the exit interviews with Bob Myers. I want an exit interview with the Philadelphia Eagles from last year with Howie Roseman, and, of course, to really find out what the hell is going on. Because at the end of the day, John, I just feel like, and this would be one for Palmer, the fact that we only have one team is in on this. Why? Why is there only one bidder? Because you know darn well if you want to drive a price up, you want to get multiple teams involved. Like, that's only going to help you out from getting back the max in return. But it doesn't seem like that's the case. And from the Patriots' perspective, I say this very loosely because I don't know exactly the details there, but it feels like they don't have urgency. They're very relaxed. This seems like it's done. It seems like the handshake deal underneath the table has taken place from their perspective.
Do the Patriots have enough at wide receiver if they said, you know what, no? Because they made they got the Green Bay at Dobbs, but still it's not a position of strength. And it would still leave them a little bit light in the loafers from the wide receiver position.
They're still floating on Mac Hollins as a 1/2 on the depth chart.
Yeah, my buddy Vince texted me earlier and said that they could potentially bring back they let him go after last year, but they could potentially bring back, what's his name, who they had last year, the wide receiver.
Well, they got Keyshawn Boutte.
Not him.
No?
No, the veteran that they had last year that they
I'm looking at Kyle Williams. This is
Diggs, Stephon Diggs.
Okay, Diggs.
Who's still a free agent.
He is. He was rumored to be with the Commanders' radar. And
because that's a one-year contract.
And the Ravens.
They're one-year contracts.
Correct, yeah.
Because that's what it was for the Patriots. It was a one-year contract.
If you can keep him under wraps, he's a pretty good get. He'll come in and be an effective receiver for you. I think that would be
not an A.J. Brown.
No, I think that'd be a good move for the Commanders.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep.
Well,
the Ravens.
It's this year's. It'd be good for the Ravens. So if I was him, I'd go to the Ravens.
Yeah,
it's a better team.
Definitely.
Yeah,
looks like an easier division too. Pittsburgh, Cincy. Yeah.
Cleveland,
No.
Yeah.
Who's their quarterback? Deshaun? You got to go with Deshaun.
Deshaun, yeah.
Have
Great.
to.
All right, what did James Palmer say? Yesterday, he also said to Kay Adams, you'd be a fool to think that Howie isn't on the phones trying to get more value for A.J. Brown. We'll discuss with James Palmer, NFL Insider, coming up next. Middays the Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The A.J. Brown trade rumors are heating up. I'm Brandon Dutz, and the rumors surrounding A.J. Brown are picking up at a fast pace as we approach June 1st. Speculation continues to grow about where the star wideout could land, with teams like the Jaguars and Rams being mentioned as potential landing spots. ESPN's Adam Schefter shared the latest on The Morning Show.
Well, there may be teams that check in. That wouldn't surprise me. And again, there's nothing that's finalized, nothing done, but I still think that once we get to the magical date, I still think he'll be sent to New England. That's still what I believe, no matter what anybody else says.
NFL insider James Palmer will join us coming up next to break down everything going on with the Eagles. The Phillies will try to take the series later this afternoon against the Reds, with Aaron Nola taking the mound against Andrew Abbott. Kyle Schwarber remains out of the lineup due to an illness. After an outstanding Game 1, the Thunder and Spurs will clash in Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. And over in the NHL, the playoffs resume tonight with the Vegas Golden Knights and Colorado Avalanche kicking off the Western Conference Finals with Game 1. This update is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline, 877-MADD-HELP, or visit MAD.org. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
pride of Upper Marion High School. Joins us coming up at just a minute or two. Bleacher Report insider, co-host of the big podcast with Steve Smith called 89, and plugged in as anybody on the NFL. Joins us coming up in a second on the June 1st. We're here, Sean, finally.
I don't know the dynamic between Upper Marion and Lower Marion. Like,
Upper Marion is
do you
working class? Yeah, of course. It's like Upper Moreland and Lower Moreland.
Well, I figured you would know a thing or two about it.
Upper Marion is the King of Prussia Mall.
Okay.
Lower Marion is here. This is Lower Marion at Ballackinwood.
Yep.
So Kobe Bryant or
Sam Ostry went to Lower Marion,
did
too.
he? Sam Ostry.
There you go. Yep.
Or King of Prussia Mall.
That's it.
Lower Moreland, smaller school districts, more money. Upper Moreland, working class.
Upper Marion Vikings, the Viking pride. Okay. Doesn't really,
Correct.
I need to pay attention a little bit more to the Upper
I don't know, like you hear Marion, the golf course, but I don't know when there was a Maryland or a Moreland, a Marion or a Moreland.
Man, I'll tell you what, they have some nice deals up there, man. Beautiful campus. Good grief.
Where?
Upper Marion.
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking at this website right now, UpperMarionVikings.com. I mean, the pool. Look at that gym, dude. Look at the gym.
It's a nice gym.
Whoa. Fighting with Lower Marion with those duds.
Well, Lower Marion has the older high school, right? Have you ever driven past it?
Yeah.
No, it's like a cool.
It's
a
right
cool
there.
campus.
Yeah. Always
Is that
packed.
Montgomery Avenue when you drive past? Sometimes I have
Correct.
to take the local route.
Yep.
All right. Well, noted NFL insider James Palmer joins us right now. Follow him on social medias. It's at James Palmer TV, co-host of the 89 podcast with the great Steve Smith, and he joins us right now. What's up, James?
Guys, I was loving this conversation, being an Upper Marion guy. I'm going back and forth. I never got to be a part of that beautiful high school that's getting described.
Wow.
I was in the old one. It was nothing like that when I was there.
UpperMarionVikings.org, James. And I mean, you're talking about a campus. This place is beautiful.
Man, I think I would have been a better third baseman with a field that they have, considering what I was playing with.
It's reality. Isn't it crazy? Like Upper Moreland, we didn't have air conditioning in school when I went.
Man.
Legitimately, they didn't.
Yeah.
But the track was the old gravel track. If you fell, you had
track.
Now they have the great turf and the field. Listen, I used to
loved a true hop. Would have loved a true hop.
Yeah,
down there
right?
at third base. That would have been great.
James, we were walking to school in 3 feet of snow.
Yeah.
You know how it was when
back
we went
in
to
our
school.
day.
Yeah. Come on.
All right, listen, you went viral yesterday with Kay Adams with your comments on Howie Roseman and the A.J. Brown trade situation. So, you know what happens? We're like less than 2 weeks out from the June 1st date, and a lot of people are kind of just waiting for the trade to happen. He's going to the Patriots. Nothing else is to be said about it. But you had said, hey, not so fast. You believe Howie Roseman's out there still talking with other teams about a potential A.J. Brown trade?
Yeah, I think, Kay approached me with, is he just going to New England or is there somebody else that could be at play here? And my point essentially was this. I think Howie Roseman, let's say this first, is the best general manager in football. I'd probably say it's him and John Schneider might be the two that are up there for me. And I think it would behoove him to go and make sure he can create as much leverage as he can. Let's go through leverage from both sides, from New England and from Philadelphia. And from Howie's perspective right now, his leverage really right now is he doesn't have to move A.J. Brown immediately. He can wait. He can go through all of June. He can really go through all of July. I don't think anybody wants this to go to training camp. It can if he wants it to. But his leverage is if you want him, you might have to, if it's not at my price, you'll have to wait and you won't have him for X amount of days. And maybe I can hold this thing out. The other leverage he can create is you're not the only ones, because that's what New England's leverage is right now. We're the only ones. So they're going probably back to Philadelphia going, you want this? We're the only ones that want A.J. Brown. So if you're the Philadelphia and you're Howie Roseman, and we know the way Howie works the phones when anything can happen, why wouldn't he call anybody around the league and say, are you interested? The Rams at one point, the buzz around the league was we're closer to getting a deal done for A.J. Brown than the Patriots have at any point. And so can you get the Rams back into the mix? Can you get another team back into the mix? And then that increases your leverage to get the most amount of capital you can for still one of the best receivers, I think, in football. And so the point of this is, there's been not a lot of negotiations right now. Obviously, that's clear with this lull period before it picks back up before June 1. But why wouldn't you try to see if anybody else has some interest now that we're after the draft, after free agency, to wait and try to increase your leverage? And that's what Howie does in every one of the deals. He always loves to come out with the idea of, I won over this side and I got the best of them. We know that's the way Howie operates. To increase those chances, I think you need to increase your leverage.
So where are we? Because we know it wouldn't be legal for them to come to an agreement on a deal, but I've heard numerous insiders. Jeremy Fowler was on with us last week, and he said they probably loosely have a deal. So what does that mean? Does it mean, okay, we know you want AJ, and we're probably going to trade him to you, and maybe they've agreed, all right, a first-round pick is part of it, but it's the other things that need to be worked out. How far along do you think this actually is?
I don't know if it's that far along. I almost feel like it's going to start back up. You know what I mean? Like it's almost could be a new negotiation when June 1st rolls around. And I respect what Jeremy does for sure. But, my good buddy, one of my best friends in this business, Mike Garafolo, was on Rich Eisen's show yesterday. And Mike made a great point when he brought up going, there's been nobody even behind the scenes. He's like, unless everybody's lying to me, that has said, no, like this deal's done. Like it's not done, but it's done. You know what I mean? Like that's not even being said to anybody. Unless they're fully lying and everybody's lying. You cannot have anything really put in place. I mean, you can have a wink and a nod, you can have a handshake, I guess, but at the same time, I'm not sure if I said this on here with you guys. Like Max Crosby is not playing for the Ravens. Like, you know what I mean? A deal isn't done until a deal is done in the NFL, and that got even much further along than obviously this did. I do think there's probably been a lot of discussion on both sides. I'm not sure if New England has gotten to where Howie wants it to be. That's why I said it could almost be a brand new, negotiation come June 1, and they start this thing back up and start over in a sense because it's been a little quiet for a minute and they've gotten through everything. I do think he's playing somewhere else in 2026. I think New England is still probably the front runner, but I do think there's with a player of this caliber. There's a lot you want to try to get in your advantage if you're Howie Roseman, whether that's, draft capital, players, however you see fit.
NFL insider James Palmer joins us. There's been talk from some reporters and some teams that the knee is an issue and has maybe scared some teams off. What are you hearing about A.J. Brown's knee? Is that a problem among teams around the league?
Yeah, it's been something, and I would use this word, he's managed it brilliantly. Like, it's been something that's been there for some time, and he's always managed it really, really well. I always look at certain situations, if I'm another team, and how concerned should I be? Let's use Brandon Ayuk first. If Adam Peters is still interested in Brandon Ayuk, if I'm another team, I should go, okay, he was with him in San Francisco. He knows Brandon better than most people. Maybe I should be interested too. If Mike Vrabel is interested in A.J. Brown, when this knee thing stems all the way back to when they were together, I would be going, well, if Mike doesn't really have a problem with it, then maybe I shouldn't really have a problem with it. That's where I would come down on it. I think he's managed it really, really well. But again, as receivers get closer to the age of 30, everything always kind of changes a little bit. But I still believe that the perception of A.J. Brown is he's still one of the better receivers in football. Now, I have talked to other people around the league that have said, I don't know if we're ever going to see a better A.J. Brown than what we've seen moving forward. I'm not sure, I think that thought is in some teams' minds. But I still think he's considered in that upper echelon for sure. The knee's been managed really, really well. And if Vrabel doesn't have a problem, I would think another team would say if he doesn't, maybe I shouldn't either.
Tell you what, James, it's got to be fun to be you because you just said that one little sentence yesterday with Kay, just answering a question. And I mean, the headlines are all over the place. Jacksonville Jags right now, this blog down there, NFL Insider throws log on the fire. Brown could be in the Jacksonville Jags uniform. You got to love it, man.
It's yeah. I mean, it's like we're sitting here in this dead period and we're watching guys. The other day I was on a practice field watching guys run in shorts and we're like looking for something to happen. And like, I was also providing some context on the way James Gladstone works down there, man. I mean, this dude is aggressive. Like at this offseason he was. At the deadline, he was trying to swing for some monster deals. And it's like, okay, some of these people may start thinking like Howie around the league a little bit. So you got to keep your eye on them. But yeah, I think we're in a I'll say slow period, and it's not me.
No, definitely not you. We're right there with you. Trust me. We appreciate you hopping on today. But let me ask you about the Eagles and their current situation right now. If A.J. Brown is out of the mix, and I think we all expect that to happen regardless of where he ends up, what type of step back will that unit take in your mind as far as the wide receivers? And I get it. Like, what are we talking about numbers wise? But we know how good A.J. Brown was as far as targets are concerned. So what is your vision as far as with Sean Mannion and this Eagles offense, albeit year one, without A.J. Brown? Will that unit take a significant step back in your mind?
Well, I mean, you do have everybody on the offensive side of the ball learning an entirely new system. There's that. So then there's the second part of it is this, and I've talked to a lot of people around the league about this, and obviously Steve Smith and I's show is heavily based on scouting and talking about the wide receiver position. You see the position has changed, right? There's guys playing closer to the formation. There's guys that are, like Puka Nacua or Cooper Kupp or Jackson Smith and Jigba that are, the splits are tighter and they work the middle of the field and all these different things. But like, there's still, when I talk to people around the league, no replacing a dominant X outside wide receiver, specifically in key moments in games, third down, red zone, a gotta have it moment. You still want a Jamar Chase, a Mike Evans, an A.J. Brown. That player is still so desired. Oftentimes teams use the formula that I just said because they don't have that player and they have to find ways to produce. That's why Puka Nacua plays where he plays. And he's outstanding. I'm just saying that's where he's most successful. So I do think you are not better without a dominant X wide receiver. Can Devontae Smith be a dominant, full, high-volume outside receiver? I think he does have the possibility to do it. You see a lot of guys at the Slim Reaper's weight playing outside. Jordan Addison plays outside. Smitty plays outside. You know what I mean? So I do think you have that ability. But you would be out of school to say losing a dominant X wide receiver that you can go to at any point in the game makes you better. When you lose that player, I don't think so.
James, best guess at compensation. And maybe this is where Howie says, all right, I got to make sure I'm getting that extra draft pick because Elliott Wolf's going to try to not give me what I want. I've heard anywhere from they're getting a first and then maybe a little bit more, or a first and a player. Maybe the Patriots are getting a third and giving a fourth. But where do you think, when it's all said and done, what are the Phillies get? Or Phillies? What are the Eagles getting?
Let's go Phils. Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm stoked lately. It's been fun.
And the Phillies are on right now, which is why I ended up saying
that's
so.
why. I get it. Again, Donnie ball game. Let's go. Listen, I just the 27 capital is so valuable. If you looked at just nothing getting moved with 27 picks, if Howie can get a 1, and a lot of people around the league think New England's not going to play at the level they played this past year, which is getting to the Super Bowl, so that 1's actually going to be higher than it would have been in this 26 draft, in a draft that's much, much more talented right now and way deeper, and a ton of the quarterbacks at the top are going to push really good players to the middle and the back end of that first round. If he can get a 1, I think it'd be outstanding. To get the compensation he wants, I think we're still in that position to where he can be very malleable with it. Do the Eagles eat some money, right? Do they find a way to go, hey, how about if we lower your financial burden? Can you raise the pick a little bit? I do think teams at this point of the calendar, guys, sometimes are a little bit more, we'll part with that because the draft isn't happening right there. Your board's not right in front of you. You're not going, that pick is right here. We can find ways to finagle getting some extra capital or sometime between now and the draft and, in next season. And maybe how he can use that to his advantage. I would be ecstatic if he can get a 1 if you're Philadelphia. I feel like it might end up being a 2, but there might be some other things that are in there that can make it feel like a 1. We'll see. And that's why I said I think when June 1 rolls around, that's when this thing kind of picks back up into what it really can be between Howie and maybe he can, like I mentioned with the leverage, that could change a lot of things if another team comes into play here.
Yep, James Palmer.
The Rams could come back in. Like, honestly, you never know. I don't know, but I'm just saying if they were interested once, you never know.
You never know. James Palmer, Bleacher Report, the show with Steve Smith. It's 89. You can find that. It's youtube.com/89show. Very good show. We checked it out. I watched it after you told us about the breakdowns you guys did.
Oh, yeah. On Lemon?
On Lemon. Oh, very good. Steve was very excited about that pick. It was good.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He's outstanding at it, man, with receivers. Like, people are just like, I thought Steve was just this, like, angry guy that went out there and, like, just ran people over. And it's like, no, man, like, the intricacies of him knowing the position are just unbelievable. We went to Travis Hunter's pro day together up in Boulder, and he was just tearing his routes apart. Travis would come back from the route in the pro day, and Steve's like, bro, you don't drop your hips well at all. And I'm like, oh, God.
So
roasting him during his pro day.
You'll like this story real quick. Story time with Sean. It was the NFL draft, first time here, 2017, and they were rolling out the NFL Network people to interview. I had a little bit of a, just a gaggle of reporters. I had a one-on-one real quick Q&A with Steve. and I asked him a cheesesteak question.
Mistake?
Oh, you think? I don't eat cheesesteaks. Oh, no? You're not going to try it? No. What do I look like? You?
That's what he said to me.
That's what he said to me. I go, I'm out. That was good. That was good.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I'd picture that in my head.
Yeah.
I can see the look on his face. I can see, 100%.
I don't eat cheesesteaks.
I don't eat cheesesteaks. I think he still does.
I just was like, a little jab, have some fun. Steve Smith right next to me.
Yeah, that's
no, not the right guy to do that
All right,
with.
James, we'll leave you with this one, all right? Because it's something we've actually kind of been talking about on the show. Is like, do you think it's justified for AJ to want out of Philadelphia? In other words, a lot of people believe that he's not happy with the quarterback play and whatever else with Jalen, but that's primarily the reason that he wants to go. You think the offense and Jalen and the quarterback play, do you think he's justified in wanting out?
I think that's pretty speculative. I think it's up to what, each person, I would think in that building probably thinks. Like, I don't think you're getting the same answer universally, I would guess, from inside that building, from whether it's players, executives, or coaches going, I do think there's probably something going, I think he has a point. And then I do think there's probably some going like, wait a minute, like, what are we doing here? Like, we've been pretty successful here with what we're doing. Like, I do think there's kind of a kaleidoscope of opinions there in terms of whether it's valid or not. But I think it did get to the point that something has to be done, and that's why we're having this conversation. I think that's where it finally got to that point. I do think, and I have a lot behind this, that like he is very well liked in that locker room still to this day. Very well liked. And I do think there's some people in that building that would say, like, I don't really want you to say this, AJ, but you're kind of right. Like, about some of the stuff he said during the season, like, man, I don't know if you should be saying this to the media, but I don't really disagree with you about some of our issues offensively. So, yeah, I mean, I think there's just a lot at play there. And I don't think there's like a universal thought of whether this was the right way to go about it or not, but it just looks to be where we're at.
Yeah, it's actually something I was saying yesterday was that, like, if you look at it, there's nobody that said anything bad about AJ either on or off the record. And the same thing, everything I hear is he's beloved from the coaches, the training staff, front office, players. So, I mean, that kind of takes you in the inside to where, like, all right, and I agree with you, it's time to move on. I mean, the Eagles got 4 really good years and a Super Bowl victory out of it.
I mean, you guys brought up Steve. I remember Steve's told me stories about it, just going into the general manager's office in Carolina, be like, I'm done. Like, I'm done playing here. So just trade me or I'm out, and just walk out. Like, I don't think AJ's done anything like that. I haven't heard anything like that. But, like, that happens with players for sure. And certain players have enough leverage that they can maybe make something happen.
Yep. James, great stuff, man. Thanks for jumping on.
You the man, James.
What's the score? I'm in a room without a television.
0-0. But Aaron Nola's on the mound. It may not be long. Out of here.
I think he might be, with the new strike zone situation, there might be one guy that's screwed more than anybody. It might be Aaron, honestly, with this. No more working outside the plate.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, guys, take it easy.
See ya. Yeah, I mean, it's a good point with Nola because now you can't have the catcher framing pitches, and now if it's a little bit outside, that's a ball. You challenge it.
Oh, yeah. They had one yesterday. I forget the Cincinnati Red batter that was just, he was looked over at the umpire. He's just rolling his eyes. Like, you kidding me? It was 2 inches off the plate.
Right.
But it's a tough, you know what? One thing I did come away from real quick on the ABS is that, like, the umpires.
It's working.
It's working. But B, the umpires, it's not that easy of a gig.
No, it's not.
Right? We're talking about, like, millimeters, and it's a ball.
But also, the movement and the velocity on pitches, it ain't 1985 anymore. Everybody throws hard, and they throw fast, and everything has movement for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, well, listen, Dutch, you were listening to that. James had a lot of stuff right there, including at the end where he said, hey, like, you ask a lot of people in that building, you're going to say, you're not necessarily wrong with whatever you're saying about the offense.
Sure.
And that's telling because he's talking to people inside the building, just like we're hearing from people inside the building. That is saying, again, I think it's very noteworthy to mention that nobody has spoken poorly of A.J. Brown at all, on or off the record, at all.
Heard that, and you said it all throughout the season, too. When he would go on Twitch and he would go wherever, you would say, well, I'm in the locker room. Everybody loves the guy, so I don't think there's an internal problem. So I think it all lies with the offense. Obviously, it was rough with Patul last year, but like I said, Palmer gave us a lot in that interview.
Beloved, including this. He doesn't believe. He thinks that they're going to have to restart the negotiations. That there isn't some deal in place, which is very interesting.
Like, I'm not.
We got to get that cut so I can send up to my Patriot people to get in the Patriot algorithm.
Yeah, look,
because the Eagles algorithm, Eagles are just want them traded. Eagles fans just want them traded.
And look, we talked about that this morning, and I said that was the big thing. I'm like, we're okay. I get it, the guaranteed money, but that June 1 isn't necessarily a deadline. It's not a deadline, right? It was put out there because of the contract situation, and it makes sense. So I not to say that I was thinking this before Palmer, but I could definitely get there with him on this. Absolutely. Well, why not? Because to think that Howie Roseman is as good as his job as he is, he's number one, viewed as the best in the game at his position. Why would he sign off for only one bidder? Like, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't, unless, and things change. Like Kansas City.
But also, like, if you're the Patriots, you're not drafting a wide receiver because you're counting on A.J. Brown being there. I mean, teams have to construct their roster.
No, you're right about that.
But one of the reasons why the Rams didn't want to do we'll wait till June. We're not giving you what you want, and we're not going to wait till June 1st is they wanted to make sure they had their roster.
Yep.
And whether that was Devontae Adams or wasn't Devontae Adams. Wouldn't you think that the Patriots would be saying the same thing? I mean, you don't draft a wide receiver in the first round unless you're positive A.J. Brown's not going to be here.
That's correct. So that's when it comes back down to reality of like, look.
Or is how we say, if there's anybody out there that's as confident in their ability in doing whatever they do, Howie Roseman's got to be right up there with anybody else, right?
Oh, yeah.
So he says to himself, even if the Patriots say no, I'll trade him. I'll still get my first-round draft pick. I could totally see that as well. I'll talk Baltimore into giving us a second and a fourth. I'll talk the Jags and right. So like, listen, I'm Palmer is connected.
Oh yeah,
I'm not. So if he's telling me that if he's saying that no, I think they're gonna have to restart the negotiations, I'm gonna take his word for it.
It makes sense. Why not create a little bit of a bidding war? Why not? Howie ain't shopping on the clearance rack. Come on.
Nope.
Wants to get some of the.
But that's what the Patriots are going to be doing if they don't get A.J. Brown.
I'll tell you what, Drake May's highlight reel is getting a little bit shorter every time he doesn't have A.J. Brown. It's bad, because like in my mind, I'm thinking, the Patriots are going to absolutely be awesome this year if they get A.J. No A.J. Brown, I think they might come back down to reality. Just there's a lot going on behind the scenes with them.
So that was my take. Remember the big take I had, Dutz? I said that the Patriots are closer to missing the playoffs than getting back to the Super Bowl if they don't watch it. You can't just go out with the team you had last year and think that you're going to be fine. They're not talented enough.
Correct.
The quarterback may be talented enough. Yeah. But I said the same thing about Jaden Daniels.
Yep, exactly. And you get A.J. Brown, now that's the step up that you need
He's
to
legit.
take.
No, A.J. Brown could have 1,400 yards next year.
Correct. Yep.
Easy. And by the way, I'll be talking about it on the Toucher and Hardy show up at our sister station in Boston.
Look at you.
So tomorrow morning at 7:20. So I'll make sure that I throw that little nugget out there.
Could you do
How about that?
Will you throw a how about that in there for us? Come on.
Yeah, of course.
Nice.
Is that all you want?
Yeah, work a how about that in.
Absolutely. Yeah, but see, I can easily do it.
Yeah.
Ray had to make it awkward.
Oh, yeah, Ray did make it awkward. He's got 120 minutes to work. How about that?
How about that? Where's the new one?
How
about that?
Luck. Yeah, Ray.
How about that?
That's great.
Oh, man, 610-632-0975. Very interesting stuff. That's why I love having James Palmer on because
the man.
He gives really good insight. He's just not an insider that throws out whatever someone texts to him. He can really talk about it.
Plus the local angle. I mean, come on, man. Support. That's what we do here.
His dad's an icon in this city, Scott Palmer. All right, coming up, speaking of iconic in this city, how many years ago today was the last episode of an unbelievable show?
30.
It was the last episode 30 years ago?
96.
That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The latest on A.J. Brown. I'm Brandon Dust, and this update is brought to you by Philly Sports Trips. The Birds are taking over Nashville with Philly Sports Trips. Travel, hotels, tickets, and more, all included. Spots unlimited. Submit your deposit now at phillysportstrips.com. That's phillysportstrips.com. Speculation continues to grow about where the star wideout could land with recent reports connecting A.J. Brown to the Jaguars and the Rams. NFL insider James Palmer joined us earlier and said he thinks the New England Patriots are still a likely frontrunner for A.J. Brown, but that it could be almost a brand new negotiation on June 1st.
I do think he's playing somewhere else in 2026. I think New England is still probably the front runner, but I do think with a player of this caliber, there's a lot you want to try to get in your advantage if you're Howie Roseman, whether that's draft capital, players, however you see fit.
You can listen to the full interview on our website or the Fanatic app. The Spurs and the Thunder will clash in Game 2 of the conference finals after a tremendous double overtime win by San Antonio in Game 1. In the NHL, the playoffs resume tonight between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Colorado Avalanche as they go head-to-head in the Western Conference Finals. This update is also brought to you by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, develops better athletes and better people through sports. Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandon Dutz on the home of the 76ers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Bill and Ray coming up next. What's a better show, Ricky and Ray or Bill and Ray?
Ricky
and Ray has a better sound to it.
I thought we were breaking down the show or just the sounding of the name.
I'm just saying like the name of the show.
I didn't know where we were going.
It's the Ricky and Ray show.
That's pretty good.
With Ricky Metallico and Ray Dunn.
How about that?
That's pretty good.
It's the Bill and Ray show.
Hey, Ray.
Ricky and Ray. Yeah.
Ricky and Ray sounds a lot better.
Yeah, if we're just going, yeah.
As far as content, I'll even go Ricky and Ray because I feel like Ricky and Ray would fight a lot. Not that Bill,
you got two big brains with Bill and Ray. Two good content brains.
But also too smart together, right? I think that's what like us, we're too dumb together.
Yeah.
Not that it can't work.
No. Isn't there something there between those two? Like Ray always,
yeah, they hate each other.
Yeah, don't tell Bill this, but he always.
How about that?
He always talks bad behind his back.
I know he does.
Yeah.
Yep.
No one say that. Don't tweet Bill that, please.
That's coming up at 2:00. So I went back to her in the break, and I'm like, "Did you hear what James Palmer just said?" And so Bill's initial reaction was my reaction, which was because I even went around the room yesterday and I said, do we all agree that the Patriots and the Eagles have an agreement on the trade? It's just a matter of working out some small details. Didn't we all pretty much say that was the case? Do we still believe that today? I've come off of it a little bit.
Yeah, I guess in the ebbs and flows of conversations and dribs and drabs that are continuing to find the timeline, sure, I'm coming off a little bit as well, right? I thought it was a slam dunk. He's going to Patriots. June 1 is the day. Here we are. No. Because it just doesn't make, like I said, and this morning it really hit me when I'm like, whose deadline is that? That's not essentially a deadline. And the reason why I stumbled into it was because of the cliche. Deadlines get deals done. This isn't a deadline.
No.
It's not a deadline.
No. And for people that are thinking, oh, it's June 1st, because we'll be waiting to see if something happens. June 2nd, we'll be waiting. Howie may say, I'm not giving you a third-round draft pick. What are you talking about? And then it's June 4th, and then it's June 5th, and then it's June 10th. And now the reports are that they're not talking anymore. Is that a possibility? Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah.
And I never thought that before. I still agree that the most likely scenario is he gets traded to the Patriots. But is that where we are, where you're now going to have the two parties saying, hang on a second. No. We still have a lot to work out. And Howie's like, nope, see ya. And then they're not talking anymore. I don't know. Just hearing James say that you may have to restart the negotiations or restart the conversations because they haven't spoken. Mm-hmm. I definitely thought that there was not a handshake agreement, but like an agreement in principle was reached. Here's what we know we're going to do. We still have some things to iron out. I don't know. We'll see. But Bill believes that this was there's an agreement that's made because if you think about it, the Patriots have to decide what they're doing at wide receiver. They can't not know what's going on.
And the draft took place. And that's why I think that there was a little bit of a under the table, hey, we got this. Yep, take care of you. Take care of me. Bing, bang, boom.
But from the Eagles' standpoint, Howie may be so confident in his ability to negotiate and trade A.J. Brown, he may say, all right, you want to mess around, Patriots? I'll trade him somewhere else and I'll get what I want. I'll wait till training camp. Now, that wouldn't be the cleanest way to do things. I wouldn't advise that. Honestly, I just want them to do the trade so I can move on from this.
Yeah, I think
selfishly, and I think it's best for the team too.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page with that.
All right, let's go to Brian in Pottstown. Brian, go ahead, man. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, guys? You guys are doing a great job, by the way.
Thank you, bro.
So I think this Eagles trade with A.J. Brown could be one of the most important decisions in franchise in a while. And the reason why I think that is if the Eagles are bad this year, I could see them moving on from Jalen, and then you have them assets from whatever you get for Jalen, and you could move up to get a quarterback who's then on a rookie deal, and you would have a lot of flexibility in extending guys or signing guys.
That rookie deal, absolutely. I mean, I think that goes without saying, right? When it comes to what Jalen Hurts, especially this next contract that he's going to get, like I think everything is on the table. And I know that there are some people out there saying the same thing. Like, who knows what will take place, especially if the Eagles are able to get this extra draft pick and whatever capital comes with the A.J. Brown. And, oh, by the way, Jalen struggles, right? Like, there's no secret. It's no secret. Jalen wants a new contract right now. He probably thinks in his mind he deserves one. I think there are a lot of people out there that say he deserves one right now. But the Eagles are saying, hold up, steady in the boat. No need to rush these things. Let's see how it plays out. I can respect both ways of looking at it.
Yeah, I agree. And this is why I'm not, when June 1st comes, I'm not just giving away the Patriots. Now, if it's literally the only team that's interested, then you got to do what you got to do. But I think if you can even get an extra, let's say it's between the Patriots on June 1st and they're giving you hypothetically one first-round pick, and you have to wait a month and you can get a first and a third, I think you have to go with whatever's the best decision. But all right, guys, you guys have a good one. All right,
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it, man.
I think Brian's trying to sell the idea that it would be preseason game 1. And
no, I don't want that.
We're nearing the sit-ups in the driveway.
But are you also waiting for a wide receiver to break their leg, and then now there's a desperate team? See, I don't want to do that. That's not worth it. It's not worth it. If we're talking about a mid-round pick, and that's the difference between trading AJ now and waiting, it's not worth it because it could get too messy. It becomes a distraction.
Yeah.
And I know the NFL, these things happen all the time. There's contract disputes. Players want more money. It comes with the territory of the NFL. Doesn't mean that you want that. And this has been the cleanest breakup seriously, this has been the cleanest breakup. The team still loves them. The players still love them. The coach still loves them. The front office love them. But that's only if they trade them. If they say, hey, you're coming back, they may not love each other anymore.
It's a lot of TBD. A lot of TBD at this point in time. Oh, yeah. I just, like I said, this morning, it hit me. I'm like, wait a minute. The deadline, it's not exactly there. I know we all want it to be done, but I'm not so sure that that's how the Eagles are looking at it. We'll see, though. We'll see. Are you, ready to go? Should we come up with a tagline for Arch? Arch to Philly?
I do not. No, Arch to Philly.
No, you don't want to go down that path?
No. That would not be a good place. This would not be a good place for him to play. Because honestly, I don't know if he's going to be good. Because I watched him play in college, and he's got the tools, but he's one of these players that hasn't put it together on the field.
Oh, man.
You want Arch Manning?
Hell yeah.
I want to see him play another year and actually be good. Bro, I watch a lot of college football. I have not been impressed with Arch Manning.
He had a little bit of a sluggish start. I won't lie about that.
He's got the tools. He's got to be able to do it.
Yeah, he's so fast. I mean, he's more athletic than I ever thought.
He didn't run a lot last year either. Not as much as I thought he was going to.
Well, look, I like the idea of him staying back another year. It's a good move. No need to rush these things, especially if you're a Manning. But, yeah, I think Arch Manning's going to be a pretty good quarterback at the professional level. He's definitely the best out of that class.
So when the Jets get the first overall pick and he says, I'm not going to the Jets.
Coming to Philadelphia.
And he's like his uncle. Eli forces his way out.
That's it.
YouTube chat recap. Do we have a Phillies chant in the voice memos? This is catching on. Dutz, did you like our Phillies chant that we did? No?
Oh, come on, Dutz.
I don't know.
You didn't like our Phillies chant?
No. I really couldn't focus, though. I don't know why. The way your microphone was positioned, your shirt, I don't know if it was tethering yesterday, but when you went and chanted it like it was choking you, I couldn't stop laughing at it.
It was that shirt.
How about that?
We'll try it again coming up.
Yeah, let's do
YouTube
it.
chat recap. Don't go anywhere. Middays the Marks.
Hall of Fame.
30 years ago today, Sean Brace, 30 years ago.
We're so old.
Last episode, final episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
1996, Johnny Marks. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought it was. Man, I guess because it definitely didn't get to over 2000. So I don't know if I would have said 96, but only 6 seasons of The Fresh Prince.
May 20th, 1996, the final episode. Do you remember what it was?
Nope.
I just remember generally the empty room. Oh man, I got goosebumps talking about it right now. I mean,
I do remember it's
96.
And Will looking
man.
back on the what happened though why were they moving out? You remember the details of it? I mean, but listen, once you replace one of the characters on the show with it's the same character, a different actress, I can't take you seriously.
Yeah.
You can't have an Aunt Viv played by a different. You have to kill Aunt Viv, or she's got to move somewhere for work or something. You can't make some other actress Aunt Viv, right?
I mean, what was Will going to college? Is that what it was?
I do not remember.
In the series finale, the Banks family prepares to move away from California. Will confronts his lack of achievement since he moved in with them. Hillary moves to New York as their show. Remember, she had a show. The show moved there. Ashley will be living with her and will attend a performing arts school. Carlton goes to Princeton. Wow.
I don't see. You know what it was? 96. I was already out of high school.
Yeah.
And working and stuff. There wasn't a lot of network TV being watched.
No. Jeffrey moved back to London to be with his son. Philip, Vivian, and Nikki. Oh, wow.
Because they had the kid, right?
Yeah, moved back east to be near their children. Will remains in California to finish off his studies. Uncle Phil always promised Will to call him on Sundays. I'm getting sad. After Uncle Phil left the house. Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Will turned off the light, and Carlton ran downstairs in a panic, thinking he was abandoned, and ran out of the house. After that, Will left the house, and the house is empty.
Yeah, I was a big Hillary fan.
Oh, yeah. Hillary was... and they played her off as dumb, but she was a smoke.
Yep.
Yeah, she was...
Wasn't she doing weather? She was a weather girl at some point?
Was she?
I remember something vaguely like that.
All right.
Ashley was on, she was nice.
Oh, yeah. Carlton, Alfonso Ribeiro, he's got a pretty good career.
Dude.
Good for him, too. Like, he was cool. He was fun, right? He wasn't cool.
The Carlton dance. What's most noteworthy from the show? Why don't you want me?
No.
No? Carlton dance.
The song.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For sure.
West Philadelphia, born and raised. Yeah, there you go. That's definitely.
Where Will throws up a heave from 3-point.
Yes.
The hook shot and
yes.
It hits the front of the rim.
That's the first thing. But then you're right. As far as episodes are concerned, yeah. Why you don't want me, Uncle Phil? Man.
Well, yeah. I mean, no, Uncle Phil gave him a big hug.
Yeah.
Dad didn't want him.
Yeah.
Good show. Overall, good show.
Oh, legendary.
But the fact that they had to bring in a different actress, you got to kill Aunt Viv. Sorry.
You're right about that.
You can't replace her with who else tried that? I know in Different Strokes, they tried the number Philip Drummond. He married. It was Dixie Carter, but then they brought in some other woman. Who was it that they brought in?
I was not a Different Strokes guy.
No, well, you're a little bit young.
Yeah,
for Different Strokes.
yeah.
Yeah, Dixie Carter. Phil had met Dixie Carter and Sam, her redheaded son Sam, and then they brought in and then she moved into the penthouse. But then all of a sudden Dixie Carter wasn't there, and they had some other woman that became the same character. You can't do it. Can't do it. Got to kill them off. Come on.
The A Different World. Were you a Different World guy?
Yeah, sure.
Because that's I thought for a minute. I didn't know if Will was going to a different world.
It was Marianne Mobley.
Okay.
Was who replaced Dixie Carter. So what happened in Different World?
No, I was just wondering. I was thinking Fresh Prince. I didn't know if there was people leaving, Bel Air going to a different world. But a Different World, I believe, was over before that. Yeah, 93, 87 and 93.
Yeah, that was Cosby spinoff because
yes.
Denise Huxtable left the Huxtables to go to college, but then she moved back.
Huh.
She didn't complete her degree at Hillman, which is what Different World.
But she was on the Different World?
She was on the first season, at least the first season.
How about
Marissa
that?
Tomei was on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Sinbad.
Oh, yeah.
Who's one of the more underrated comics of our time.
Damn right.
Poor Sinbad had a stroke. He's not getting around a lot.
Who's my man? Kadeem Harrison, right? Yeah, that's how you say his name.
Dwayne Wayne?
Yes, Dwayne
with the
glasses. Those are iconic.
They are.
Yep.
They are. All right. What else were we going to do this segment or just YouTube chat recap?
I think That is
YouTube chat recap. That's
It's time for the YouTube chat recap.
How about filling us in? Let me tell you something else, man.
Watch us live on YouTube every single weekday.
I can't lie. Let me tell you something.
It's the Middays with Marks YouTube chat recap.
Yep.
Big Red usually baptizes blondes and brunettes. Dawood from the chat.
My mom, I texted her.
Oh, yeah, you didn't give us an update.
I said, do I have a godfather? She says, I have to check the box. I don't know. How about that?
How about that?
Yeah, that's classic. She says it could be my Uncle Randy, but that was for my brother. But my Uncle Tom out in Arizona could be him,
It
too.
could be.
Could be. So we don't know who the hell my godfather. Ray, I need you to be my godfather.
How about that?
So does this help the case of Ray being Lane's godfather
telling
or
you,
not?
man. I'm telling you. Yeah, I don't even know why we haven't gotten our kids baptized yet. I don't know how that works.
Well,
Kendall's 6.
So Kendall doesn't decide and then go to the church herself. It normally has to be done by the parents. So I would have to ask you why you didn't do it. I don't have the answer.
We were supposed to.
COVID?
Pandemic, correct.
COVID, okay.
That was the original. I know that, but I don't think we've ever even discussed it since.
Well, I mean,
forever.
If you guys are heathens and you don't believe in the good Lord, that'd be another reason why you don't do
I believe in a higher power. I just don't know what it is.
Me too. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
My kids are baptized though. and if it would have been me, I'd probably be like you guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's in my wife's church.
Yeah.
So they're not baptized in the Catholic Church. It's Coptic Orthodox because my wife's family is Coptic Orthodox.
Oh yeah.
So I had to be baptized in that church. In other words, because I got married in that
I was
church.
at your wedding, man. That was a one of a kind.
It was something.
You still got the cape?
No. No, they don't let you keep it.
Oh, they don't let you keep it? Okay.
Have you ever seen the picture, Dots? They dress you up like a king.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, they do.
It was legit. It was legit.
And then they tell the wife, in other words, don't frown upon your husband. And like in the words they're telling them.
Oh,
And it's like you're damn right.
Yeah. How long does that last?
Yeah. Sure. All right. What's next?
Next one.
Ray Dunn will be dropping Miller Lite and Marlboro Red Ashes on your forehead during the baptism.
Nice.
Andrew Ellis from the chat.
Hey, Ray.
I like that. Marlboro Reds pulls it off a little bit, puts it on Lane's head. Nice.
What would Ray wear to the baptism? Collared shirt?
I want a couple buttons out there. I want that chest hair flapping. All right.
Wrinkled collared shirt?
Yeah, wrinkled collar shirt.
And some slacks?
Yeah, and he's all suntanned up, or he's all sunburnt up from going to a Phillies game. Business person special. Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what I want.
You might have just killed John. Look how ready he is.
I'm just picturing Ray, like, not jeans, slacks, wrinkled shirt.
I want him holding Lane like a football in the picture too, right? Just holding him like that. That's what I want. If we're gonna do it right.
Very awkward. All right, what's next?
The humidity messes with Dutz's hair and braces beer intake. Andy from the chat.
Honestly, man, I've been such a slouch. I'm on this, I told you the other day, I'm on this new kick. The Willie's drink, the THC drink, the nowadays.
You got to bring some in for me.
All right. Yeah, all I need is one, and you're like, whoa. So that replaces the booze for a little bit. Weekends, I'm a weekend.
How much do they cost, the drinks?
It's like a $35, $40 bottle.
Which lasts you how long?
Oh, it lasts.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you just take like a shot?
Make a drink, make a cocktail.
Oh, so you use it almost like booze.
They're like booze, correct.
But you don't put it in with booze?
No. Just put it in like a 0 calorie seltzer that I have. Oh, man.
On ice and then boom?
Oh, nice.
All right.
Nice cocktail.
Go, Dots.
Makai Lemon will be so much more refreshing to see on the field rather than A.J. Brown. Money Marr from the chat.
Money Marr, we agree.
Refreshing? Sure.
Agree until I don't agree because they're not good enough.
Will he produce the same? I don't think so.
But, I mean, I agree with Money Marr in this. It was time to turn the page, man. Like, it just was. He wasn't happy. He doesn't look healthy. He wasn't into it.
Yeah.
He was out there just going through the motions. All right, one more.
I love when the producers roll out of bed to do a show. Eddie from the chat.
Is that just Dutz or is that Ray, too?
I think that's Dutz.
Ray looks like he rolls out of bed sometimes.
I mean, Dutz is Dutz. How old are you? 21?
Yep.
Yeah, good for you, man. Yeah.
Dutz, typically what time do you go to bed at night?
12.
So So you're midnight?
Yeah.
Sleep until you have to wake up?
Mm-hmm. Usually get up around like 6.
Do you eat breakfast? Oh, you get up at 6?
Yeah, like to produce usually 5 because I got to be in by early.
Yeah.
And then, just I have like a thing of fruit for breakfast.
I think the YouTube chatter, though, doesn't realize that that's how you really do wear your hair, though.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, it could be a Friday night. He's going to wear
He
it.
styles it like that.
Yeah.
There's actual product in his hair to style it like that.
Yeah, the chatter believes that he just rolled out of bed like that.
He doesn't
No.
have bedhead.
Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll go to Japan. I'll interview people about my hair. We'll see what we get. You know, because
It's a good
like
idea.
the scalp test and all that. We'll do we'll do a hair review in Japan when we go to the Eagles game.
We're going to put a fake bird in your hair and just have you go walk around.
I like that.
Coming up next. Thank you very much. Good job, Dutz. Nate, Sean the Word Ramen, thank you very much for filling in. Coming up next is Unfiltered. In lieu of Ricky Bowe, joining Bill today is Ray Dunn.
How about that?
All right, we're back tomorrow. Talk to you then. See you.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic.